of fire ant elimination.
As your certified top choice professional, we will rid your yard of these unwanted invaders. Brock Pest is so sure they'll get rid of fire ants that they offer a 1-year guarantee.
Enjoy your yard fire ant free. We guarantee it. Give us a call for your free consultation.
Brock Lawn and Pest Control, our family protecting yours since 1968.
Mid-South Lumber, where they treat you like family. Locally owned and serving the residents of Bay County for over 45 years. See Mid-South Lumber for all of your DIY projects, including windows, doors, siding, lumber, and millwork. Are you building a new home? Bring your contractor in to Mid-South Lumber and meet with a member of their sales team to discuss your framing, siding, windows, and doors. Mid-South Lumber, the biggest little lumber yard in Panama City.
Los Rancheros has been doing it right for 20 years. Los Rancheros brings a top-shelf dining experience to you with the opening of their beautiful new building. Watch all college and pro games on Los Rancheros' 14 large-screen TVs with great drink specials daily from 2 to 5 and during all the games. Los Rancheros, the place for live sports and great food on 23rd Street between Jenks and Harrison.
Sometimes I just cannot believe all the storms we've gone through here. I can only hope that we'll be able to leave this house to you one day, baby. You're our legacy.
Planning for these disasters will make sure we're safe. It is the best way to protect that legacy.
Protect your legacy. Visit ready.gov/plan for the tools and tips you need to start your emergency preparedness plan today. Brought to you by FEMA and the Ad Council.
Home to the NFL. WGSX Lynn Haven. WVLQ Port St. Joe. ESPN Northwest Florida. It's the next evolution of sports talk radio. The biggest stories and the biggest reactions.
Now.
And now we're taking...
With the first pick.
This is the last ball you got in the bag.
The Inside Drive. From college to the pros, interviews with the newsmakers, sports betting, your phone calls, and more. And now, The Inside Drive with Ryan Mulvey. Broadcasting from the Bill Kramer Chevrolet Buick GMC and Kramer Marine Outdoor Studios on ESPN Northwest Florida.
Wednesday morning here on the Inside Drive, sitting inside the Bill Kramer Chevrolet Buick GMC and Kramer Marine and Outdoor Studios. A little different than usual, Jay. We're sitting here inside Dave & Buster's for our first remote, trying to be cool like David Hayes and the Afternoon Underdogs when they do it every Wednesday. So now we know what it's like to feel that. But like I said, we are sitting inside the Bill Kramer Chevrolet Buick GMC and Kramer Marine and Outdoor Studios. You can check them out over there at 2251 West 23rd Street. Hopefully we'll have Chris Kramer in studio tomorrow because I want to get an update to see if those Tahoes have come in yet or not, Jay. I don't know if they have, but I know the HD trucks are coming in, and if you need to get your boat back out on the water, you need to go check out Kramer Marine and Outdoor. Same location, just right next door by that big, across from that big American flag. You need to get your boat back out on the water ASAP. Give them a call. They're a Yamaha outboard full-line dealer. They have a Yamaha Master Certified mechanic on staff selling Seabourn, Spider, and Sundance, and now Skeeter boats, all part of that CRI boat family. You can check out all their new and used inventory at KramerMarineandOutdoor.com. Bay Point Golf Club, come play some golf. Golf course is in fantastic shape. It's warm, but it's better than cold. I'd much rather play when it's hot outside than play when it's freezing cold outside. You can hit them thin and your hands don't feel like they're going to bleed. But yeah, so come out and check us out. And also we've got our prime rib dinner, our Thursday dinner this month is already coming up tomorrow. Hard to believe. Tomorrow's the 27th? That's insane.
Yes.
You know how many days, Jay?
How many days?
36 and 42.
36 for college, 42 for NFL.
It's like you've been paying attention and doing good. Doing good. So, yeah, come out, give us a call. We do have reservations required for that, but the prime rib is fantastic. All the sides are good. The desserts are always wonderful, very popular. We've kind of slimmed down to just one dinner a month right now. We'll kick that back up as we get to the fall, and then also have some live music and stuff going on as well, again, like we did all summer. So, a lot of good stuff. But then, Jay, you've got something coming up as well, right? Your big fall junior program. Tell everybody about that. I'm excited about that. That's a great little series you've got going on.
I got it out to a lot of the membership. Appreciate it, Ryan. I got it out to a lot of the membership this morning, but starting August 28th, which I believe is a Monday, we're going to go all the way through November 18th, which is a Saturday. We're going to end the fall series with But if you want to get your child signed up anytime, or anybody between the ages, any kid between the ages of 7 to 12, that's a little better.
I didn't know if that meant something or not. It's like, am I supposed to hear Jay in the headphones? Do the people hear Jay? Right. If the people didn't hear you, Jay,
I'm over here looking at the levels like, why isn't Jay's mic working? Oh, that's operator error there.
All right, so Jay, run it back.
Okay, all right, here we go. Yeah, so Fall Development Junior Program, Bay Point, starting August 28th, Mondays 4 to 5, ages 7 to 12. You can go ahead and sign up on www.golfwithjay.com, and if you have any questions or anything of that nature, you can call me at 770-584-3506. And again, it's going to be, looking forward to some cooler weather, obviously, football weather, and just getting ready for another series of fall events for junior golf.
Well, and the cool thing about your whole program is each week something different, right?
Yeah.
And you have options for the parents not only to sign up for the entire development program, they can pick kind of a month at a time, too, right?
They can. And in each of those 4-week series, there'll either be 2 putting sessions, a driving range session, and an on-course session. Or I think in the October series, you'll do 2 full swing fundamental, driving sessions with 1 putting session and then an on-course session as well. So, we're hitting all aspects of it each and every month. So.
Yeah, that's fantastic. Yeah. Just a great opportunity. And, it's after school. It's 4 to 5 p.m. each session on Mondays?
Yeah, and that gives the opportunity for some of the middle schoolers who get out of school a little bit later to kind of get there at 4 o'clock in the afternoon. So we're trying to hit elementary and middle school as well.
I've never understood why the middle schoolers start later and get out later than you would think the younger the kid, the more you'd want to start later.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, I never thought about that. That is.
I have often when I'm driving to school bright and early for the elementary kids. But UA starts the same time no matter what. So.
Things that make you go, huh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Speaking of things that make me go, huh, I was listening on the way into Dave & Buster's, which we're hanging out here today, and with some college recruiting stuff going on, so I may have a chance to talk to some local athletes here in a little bit, which we'd be excited to do. I was listening to the Dan Patrick Show right here on 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida. And he had a caller call in, and Dan was talking briefly about the LIV Tour and the PGA, and his stance has always been, if you want to get your money, that's fine. Just don't tell me you're trying to better the game or grow the game of golf. Which I pretty much agree with that sentiment. But he had a caller call in and said he kind of disagreed a little bit and was talking about they wear shorts. There's music playing on the 18th hole. They're only playing 54-hole tournaments. So I get it's certainly it's different than your traditional PGA Tour. We beat this point down for a long time.
Yeah.
And but one of the things Dan said is I don't see how it's better for the game, and the caller couldn't really defend his stance, but I think it's not necessarily good or bad for the game. I think it's if you're getting more people involved in the game, then that's good for the game of golf, especially on our side with being in the green grass side of things, and you're dealing with especially a semi-private golf course where you rely on rounds of golf to pay your bills and survive.
Right.
I've always said that regardless of your feelings with the political side of stuff, but the more golf you have on TV or streaming or whatever, the more people are going to get the itch to play golf.
Yeah.
How many times you're sitting there watching a golf tournament or even a major championship, be like, oh, I can't wait to get back out there and play.
Right.
And the thing on the golf course, and I might pose this question to David as well, is it's got to be about having fun. Yeah. And obviously the LIV Tour is a little different scenario. There's a ton of money, but they're having a lot of fun. And I think that's relatable to the common golfer. I'm going to not speak to your traditionalists who don't want to listen to music and, don't want to, do all these other different things. But, music on the course, yay or nay?
I'm okay. Yeah, I'm down with it. I mean, I can go either way.
Yeah.
I mean, I grew up, obviously, tuck your shirt in, make sure that your, shirt's, high, right and tight, as far,
Bermuda length shorts, no higher than, 2 inches from the top of the knee or whatever it may be, all those little dress code policies, the old Caddyshack stuff.
Yeah. So I grew up that way, but then I also have seen in the last 10 years it really kind of change and evolve. And I think everybody's got to keep an open mind. I mean, don't be so closed-minded, you know. And, I remember being at Sea Island 25 years ago, and one of the,
if you sneezed in the wrong place, you'd get in trouble.
Yeah, and if a tattoo, no lie, like I honestly, I don't know how true this is. I mean, this is probably not ethical by any means, but if you had a tattoo that was visible, like it had to be covered up.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, because you were in front of, guests and stuff like that. And so, now, that's just how much things have changed.
Well, and you even saw that from an employer standpoint. If you went to work at a golf club, 20 years ago, you couldn't have tattoos and all that stuff. I mean, heck, Colby, when I first got there, he was still having to cover up his arm sleeves.
Right.
And I was like, who cares? We're out here having fun. Be relatable to the guests.
Exactly.
All that kind of stuff. But yeah, it's still the same way there. There's these places that that going into it. But with all this being said, I think seeing that kind of atmosphere and excitement is good for the growth of the game of golf, because if it gets somebody in that doesn't play golf that now has decided they want to get into the game of golf, that's only beneficial for the entire industry.
Yeah.
David, what do you think? Music on the course, music off the course?
Should not even be a question. But oddly, though,
see, I like your perspective.
Yeah,
you haven't come up through the business the whole time. Yeah,
right. For me, hold on, let me make sure that the levels are looking right here so people can actually hear me. For me, I think it does boil down to, every day is like different. Some days we're like, yeah, let's get the music going. Other days is like we're kind of more focused. And I think that the more laid back and just like you're out there to have fun, hit some good shots, I feel like the better golf you play.
Absolutely.
And you all talk about that all the time. But as far as music goes, and I'm even the type of person who's like, if the group in front of us or whatever, for that little time when, you're waiting on another group and they're on the tee and their music's loud or whatever, it's like, I think that everyone should be respectful of each other.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, if it's good music, I'm vibing. Like that tournament for the Indus.
Yeah.
There was a group in front of us that was playing some great jams in front of us, and it's almost like slow down, like let us just play right behind you the whole time. Let's merge our groups together.
Tunes. That's
Absolutely.
Right. That's right. I've gotten to the point now where if I don't have music on the golf course, I always say it, the infrequent amount of times that I play, and it's not, I'm like, it is way too quiet for golf.
Yeah.
I think the music, from a mental standpoint too, growing up playing, junior golf my whole life, I always had some song that it was like on repeat in my head.
Right.
That I would be singing, in my head as I was getting ready to hit each shot. And I got away from that, as I got older. But that always kind of kept me in my tempo better and kind of kept me moving slow and all that kind of stuff. But yeah, if I don't hear music out there nowadays, it's kind of weird.
Yeah, because I remember,
especially in a scramble.
Yeah, I remember practicing on the driving range when I was practicing a lot in the late 90s. Like, I think I had a Discman in the back of my pocket, and you would just practice with your headphones on and stuff. But, I mean, golf's a big accessory sport, and obviously the Bushnell Wingman's been a whole new addition to however many accessories that the golf business has. I mean, we could probably go for 2 hours on how many accessories there are in golf.
Is it accessory or is it accessory?
It just depends. Are we breaking down a J-ism here? Or,
I don't know.
The correct way would be accessory.
Okay, I just making sure I wasn't wrong this whole time.
How am I pronouncing it?
Accessory.
Oh yeah, it's not a ASSES. I had to say that really.
Yeah, you don't assess anything.
Okay, all right.
I don't know how to say it.
Well, it's accessory.
Yeah,
but I like it because it's like a combination of the assessment of your accessory.
There you go. I like it. Yes. Yeah.
Which in his case was the old Sony Walkman.
Yeah.
Was it yellow?
Discman.
Yeah. Sorry, the Walkman was the tape.
Yeah.
What a pain in the butt that would be.
The yellow was waterproof.
I know.
Oh man, it was phenomenal.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The phones are kind of waterproof now.
Yeah, they are. Yeah.
Now here's another question for y'all. 2 speakers in the same group. How do you feel about that? Playing different music. Because obviously the carts aren't always together. Typically on the tee box and the green, they're together.
Normally we have like someone who's in charge of the music. I guess it depends. Are you grouped up with someone that you haven't played with before?
No, I'm saying it's a foursome. You and everybody knows each other.
I'm okay with that because, like you said,
there's a lot of separation.
If there's no cart path rule or whatever that day, then I mean, who cares? And then that way, maybe sometimes you switch carts up a little bit or whatever. Like, I like the tunes this guy's playing a little bit more, you know?
Yeah, front nine, back nine. Front nine, or whatever. Yeah. If you're ever in Alan Sissa's group at Bay Point, he typically starts out with Metallica, and then on 18 he ends up with like some sort of jazz music. And I'm like, where have we gone in this round,
Well, have you been watching my shots, man? I need a little jazz. Calm this thing down a little bit.
So that brings me to the next question. What genre of music are you listening to out there, Jay?
Oh, man. Me and you are very in tune with 90s music. Correct. I mean, it could be Counting Crows. It could be, Pete Droge back in the day. Oh, man. There's some really good night. Bush, live.
I saw Bush at Red Rocks. They were fantastic.
At Red Rocks?
Yeah, at Red Rocks.
Oh, my gosh.
Yep. And we always used to come out to Machine Head for hockey warm-ups before a game, so always a good time. Machine Head gets you going, gets you fired up.
Yes, it does.
That opening riff.
Whew. Yes. Is that the song that's in that movie with...
I already know. I don't know the answer to this.
Oh, okay. Never mind. Yeah, it was with Wahlberg, and he was dating Reese Witherspoon. Anyways, yeah, that's Machine Head.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
So, yes, the answer was yes. It is in that movie.
Yeah,
it is in that movie.
Yes.
I got to make a comment about being here at Dave & Buster's and being in a stationary chair. Yeah. This is fantastic. I don't feel like I'm trying to hold on to the table and not roll away from the mic or any of that kind of stuff. So.
You're almost Jaying over there.
I know.
The lean
people can't see us, but trying to do my my best Jay person.
I must say that the Bill Kramer studio has expanded quite a bit. The ceilings are 3 times as higher.
Yeah.
David, we got glass doors.
But DJ Davy Crockett's not behind the glass.
No, he's not.
He's so much more interpersonal.
It is.
They don't have no music like taking us in and out and stuff. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But that's a small part. Now I gotta ask Jay a question. Are you doing that on purpose?
What?
You have like one headphone put to the outside.
I'm glad you noticed that.
Yeah. I'm over here looking like
I'm hearing stuff here.
Yeah, but not there.
But not there.
No, because the headphone is flipped upside down, and so you're basically just letting the wall in on the conversation.
You can't make that up.
No, you can't.
You cannot make that up.
A lot of people they would prefer to have one headphone.
Okay, so it's something some people do.
Yeah.
Okay, so
but you don't
it's
have to
not
do it
me.
Like that.
It's not me. Somebody has actually flipped this, I think. Yeah,
we'll address it during the break.
Okay, all right.
But it is That's
awesome. Hilarious.
It is awesome. I thought you were talking about how he's got the cord wrapped around. That was pretty gangster too. But the upside down headphone, that's new.
You can't take me anywhere. I mean,
we can.
Yeah, you can.
And we do.
Yeah, you do.
Because how boring would our lives be if we didn't take you anywhere?
That's right.
We were playing the over-under game or the percentage game, I guess, on is Jay going to be on time? And he was like 10 minutes early?
Shocked. Yes.
Guy.
Yeah.
Not shocked, but more so I could picture Jay walking around through all of Dave & Buster's trying to find this little back room.
I walked in and talked to 2 or 3 different people, and they guided me right in.
Nice.
So, yeah.
Look at you.
I wanted to go to the games, but
of course.
Right, that's what I thought.
Sensory overload up in here.
Yeah, it really is.
It's a good time, though.
Yeah.
Especially
The milk jug toss, that's my goal for being here like all day today. I'm going to, normally I just play it once a week because I don't want to, practice or anything. I just want to land it in the milk jug. But today, I don't care how many tries it takes me. I'm going to beat the milk jug toss game.
Oh, are you? Okay.
Well, I beat it. I don't know if you can actually beat it, but
you can win it.
Yeah.
Yeah, you got a little downtime between now and afternoon underdogs,
especially not having to drive out here and set up and everything. Yeah, but I'll have to do a little show prep too. I planned on doing that last night, and
things got away. Yeah. Speaking of last night, we got the dub.
Yes, you did.
Against the Tropics. I got to give the Tropics a shout out. Mark McKinney's one of his kids, Easton. I don't know if he's Easton or not. He's a really strong quarterback and can throw a good ball, and just wasn't getting a lot of help from the receivers. But we got that next matchup coming up. 3rd time this season, got to play the Patriots.
That's awesome.
It's going to be a big one. Joe Tannehill, who helps me out a lot with the defense and assistant coaching, he sent me this big, huge, long text right before the show about strategy and all that stuff. Wow. So I love it. Just thinking about what we can and cannot do, and having some fun. But the kids played great last night. It was a lot of fun underneath the lights. Just beautiful sunset. And that one video I posted again with Liam throwing a ball to Gray, who made a great catch, kept his balance, and scored a touchdown. But the big American flag from right across the street was just in the background. The ball just travels right through that American flag. It was a cool video.
That is so cool.
But it was fun.
That's the double cheeseburger play, huh?
No, that was just the regular. And Jay, I'd appreciate if you not talk about the names of our plays on the air.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry.
Because you don't know who's listening right now. But no, cheese is a good one. That's been in our playbook since the get-go, and the kids kind of named it. I was like, we need a name for this play, and I think it was Luke McCord. He's like, we'll call it cheese.
Nah.
And the rest is history.
That's cool.
Single cheese, double cheese pass.
Con queso.
Con queso.
Con queso.
With cheese.
Yes,
there
sir.
You go.
Yeah.
There you go. Cheese dip? Are you a cheese dip guy?
I am. Are you?
I can take it or leave it.
Every time I go to a Mexican restaurant, I have to, with my kids, it's an automatic. So,
Yeah.
Do you order your drinks and the cheese dip?
Yep.
At the same time?
Mm-hmm.
Salsa, do you ever mix up the salsa and the cheese dip?
No, I have never done that.
I would try that. It's
Okay.
kind of like accessory and accessory, or assessment.
He's assessed the accessory, and he's decided to combine both.
I will have to try that, David. Yeah, I'll let you know how that comes out on my end. Yeah. Well,
Oh gosh, no, we don't need to know. Just let us know how it goes down. We don't need to know about the other part. That's for sure. That is for sure. We're only 18 minutes into this thing, and you've got a backwards headphone, and we're talking about spelling and hopefully not bowel movements.
There you go.
But yeah. So again, there won't be a high-low competition today. We cannot take calls here at Dave and Buster's. I'm sure they had one this morning on the. Did somebody win?
No, we had a winner yesterday on the afternoon underdog.
Oh, you did?
Lynn Haven Robb.
Oh, he got it.
Yeah.
Good.
Man.
Good.
And it was one of those, because what the number was.
Yeah, I knew
it
what
was
the
just
number
like,
was.
Nah.
Everybody was chuckling.
Yes.
Yeah, I never made it all the way till I usually hear you guys from about 4:15 to somewhere around early in the 5, so I didn't make it all the way to 5:40. But congratulations to Lynn Haven Robb. We'll be excited to have him come out and play some golf. So
It sounds like high-low in here. I keep hearing ding, 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 ding out there. So
that's right.
Yeah.
You are too high.
Yeah.
But that's cool because that's twice I think the last 2 weeks had it done in on Tuesdays.
Yeah, you're very early on. And it's the first time that we haven't had the winner on the inside drive.
Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah,
I don't
that's
know if
cool.
we'll ever get one on the Coach James Hale show.
Yeah.
But we'll see.
Yeah. Yeah.
Probably got to take a break here in a minute, Jay. Anything you want to leave us with in this first segment?
Oh man, I don't really have anything.
Nothing?
Nothing.
What kind of fish are those behind you? Do you know?
I don't know. Let's see here. Ooh, they look.
Is that a pompano?
I don't. Yep, perhaps.
That is a pompano.
Okay.
I gave you the answer, Jay.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
That's all right.
I was testing you.
Yeah.
Did you see that whale shark out in the Gulf?
No, I didn't. Is it close by?
It's in the Gulf. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Like a couple miles out.
Like a mile or two. You remember? Colby, right?
Yeah. Oh,
he was on his brother's boat yesterday, and that literally went right past him.
Oh man.
Yeah.
No way.
Yeah, and I don't think he realized how rare of a sighting that is. Because you don't just get to see a whale shark.
No.
I mean, if you go up to the Atlanta Aquarium, you can see a whale shark, but not right out there in the Gulf.
How cool is that?
That's
man.
Very, very cool.
Yeah.
I wish I would have been the one to see that. But
When we start getting killer whales around here, that's when I'm going to be excited. Double red flags won't hold me out of that water. No, I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding.
Luckily, they can't come too shallow, so you got to be careful with those hippos, killer whales, all that good stuff.
Yeah.
My favorite animal, though. So
The killer whale.
Yeah, the orca whale.
You're savage.
Yeah. Well, I don't know why. I think the first time I ever saw Shamu and just got splashed, it was just that is so cool.
You're
There was
animals in captivity. This is awesome.
just the killer whale.
I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding.
But they're teddy bears, though, right? I mean, they're
Killer
not
whales? Are you kidding me?
They don't kill.
they are savage to yachts.
They are brutal.
Are they?
Oh, and they hunt.
They're trainable.
Yeah, they are trainable.
Okay, I got you.
Unlike some of us.
Right.
But, yeah, let's go ahead and take a break here. You're listening to The Inside Drive. We are on location here at Dave & Buster's. When we get back, we may actually talk a little bit about sports.
Cool.
I don't know. We'll be right back.
ESPN Northwest Florida. The tradition continues.
That ball's going to be out of here.
America's team plays here.
Bombs away.
The Atlanta Braves are back and making a statement.
Ronald Acuna just clobbered one to left.
Listen to Atlanta Braves baseball in a rich audio experience live on ESPN Northwest Florida.
Here comes the thunder.
Sponsored by Billbird Kia, Reliable Hydraulic Solutions, Mid-South Lumber, Stormore Portable Buildings, and Brock Pest Control.
Good morning. This is Joanna on ESPN Northwest Florida with your forecast on this Wednesday. Mostly sunshine this afternoon and evening with a gentle breeze around 10 miles per hour coming out of the southwest, and look for the high to be 90. Tonight it will be clear skies with the temperature reaching 81. Mostly sunny tomorrow with the high of 90. This weather is brought to you by Earthworks of Northwest Florida. Thank you for listening to ESPN Northwest Florida. Rely on it.
With over 65 years of combined experience, Instant Replay Sports Cards is happy to help you take your collection to the next level. They carry all the new hobby boxes, signed memorabilia, and supplies, new and vintage cards, and Pokemon. They sell and trade cards and are always looking to buy. They're an authorized source for Topps, Panini, Upper Deck, and Leaf cards. Instant Replay Sports Cards is open 7 days a week at 752 West 23rd Street, down from Academy Sports. It can always be reached at instantReplaySportsCards.com.
At Bay Breeze Bait and Tackle, you can find all the necessary items for an unforgettable fishing experience. From pin rods and reels to the best hand-tied rigs in Florida, we have it all. With the help of our friendly and knowledgeable staff, you can be sure that you have the right gear to make that big catch. Come experience a great local bait and tackle shop located directly off 98 on the west end of Panama City Beach, located just 5 miles west of Pier Park.
We're starting fresh.
Fresh new start.
Locally sourced, Farm to Radio. The Inside Drive with Ryan Mulvey is live and local. From the Bill Kramer Chevrolet Buick GMC and Kramer Marine Outdoor Studios on ESPN Northwest Florida.
And we are back. We are listening to the Inside Drive live here on ESPN Northwest Florida, sitting inside the Bill Kramer Chevrolet Buick GMC and Kramer Marine and Outdoor Studios. On location today, Jay, where are we at?
Dave and Buster's Pier Park, Panama City Beach.
Right. I don't know of another one in the area, so but you were letting all the people know where we're at, so
yes.
I appreciate
that.
Yeah, but
there you go.
You can listen to us live and local on 104.3 in Panama City, 101.9 in Port St. Joe. You can always watch us live, and you can't watch us live, but you can listen to us live today on Facebook, YouTube, and Twitch, or you can visit us at espnpc.com, click that Listen Live button, and you can also just download that free mobile app inside the Google Play Store or the Apple Store. I wasn't joking. I was actually going to talk a little bit about football maybe today.
Sure.
If you're up for that.
Yeah.
I did want to mention, get your thoughts on this real quick, golf related. Greg Norman Jr. kind of came out and blasted the U.S. Open's lowly final round coverage. Obviously there's still the competition between LIV and the PGA and all that stuff. And I'm going to ask you why you think this is. The network, it was on USA, was the USA and NBC and all that. They had 3.35 viewers on Sunday. That was the lowest final round Open audience in the United States since Zach Johnson won the 4-hole playoff back in 2015. Furthermore, the final round Open Championship viewer figures were down 26% from last year's 4.73 million. Why do you think that is, Jay?
Well, I mean, Wyndham Clark. Who knew Wyndham
from
Clark?
Last year's Open Championship.
Oh, Open.
Not from the U.S.
not from
Open.
U.S. Open.
A little bit of apples to apples.
Well, yeah. Man, that's a tough one. I was talking to one of my students this morning, asked him about the Open Championship. He said he kind of got a little bored on Sunday and just kind of, was flipping the channels around. But you say Greg Norman Jr. Is there another little Norman around? Does Norman have a...
Well, no, that's his other personality.
There's Greg Norman and there's Greg Norman Jr. He's got a couple sons.
Oh, does he? Okay.
Yeah.
And that was Norman Jr. that made that?
Yeah, he was making the comment about that.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I mean, that was kind of my thought. I mean, after about, he made birdie on 6 and 7, and then basically I kind of gave up on it a little bit, but yeah, and then Brian Harman. I mean, a lot of folks, a lot of your people just getting up into the game. David, you may be able to, I don't even know, did you know Brian Harman before?
If it wasn't for this show right here, the Inside Drive and Keith Fleming, no.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
And honestly, I can say this for a fact, because I'm doing prep and stuff, so I don't focus on every little thing. I had no idea he was left-handed until Sunday.
Yeah.
until Sunday watching. I'm like, oh man. And then I could remember Keith and Ryan talking about that, but it was one of those things like, oh, this is really cool that he's left-handed, but that's not going to keep me watching. Now, if you've got a 5-stroke lead on Sunday, 6-stroke lead, whatever it is, like, to me, it's just, I have nothing, I have no rooting interest at that point. I know nothing's going to happen. Now, it's still on the TV because what else was going on at that point in time? Yeah. But I'm like playing video games, checking the score, or out the door.
Yeah.
You know, so I get it, but how big of a drop-off was it from last year to this year?
26%.
And last year was
American
viewership, which there's a caveat there. But last year was the one, if I'm not mistaken, where Rory kind of had the lead and then couldn't hit any putts.
Yeah, it wasn't making any putts. And then was it
Cam Smith?
Yeah, it was Cam Smith came in and
right.
So it was making everything
a
lot more exciting.
And you also had like 2 guys though, right? If I'm not mistaken, you had like 2 guys who were kind of overtaking Rory. So it was interesting, and you had the chance for a playoff. And I think that's what people who are not avid, huge golf fans want to see, is the playoffs or tight races and stuff like that, or Tiger Woods and Phil Mickelson.
Yeah. Well, I mean, an underdog coming in and basically winning the thing, that says something. There's got to be some sort of viewership on that, I guess. But
yeah, I mean, I thought it was cool, and it would have been even cooler had he, let's say that he takes Sunday to get that lead, but going into Sunday with that lead, it is one of those things that for, I think, just your normal sports fan is a little bit of a buzzkill.
Yeah. Well, NBC kind of played it up Saturday afternoon. They were just like, hey, look, Harmon has, in the past have not slept good on leads and stuff.
Because he had that U.S. Open lead, it kind of blew.
Yeah, so they did a good job kind of hyping that up Saturday, but yeah, it didn't live to the hype, obviously, no pun intended. But Ryan, what's your thoughts on that? What you think?
Yeah, and I think kind of the point that he was getting to in this, obviously, I think one, it's on in the morning, which is, unless you're an avid golf fan, you're not really paying attention to that kind of stuff. It is the fourth and final major, but probably doesn't have as much weight as the other majors that are all here in the States. Yes, because Brian Harmon had such a lead, and I thought it might have got a little more pop there when he hit those 2 bogeys. But I think the point that Junior was trying to get to was kind of the fact that is golf embracing the day and age that we're living in now, especially with younger people and the streaming, and there's a lot of people just, just don't have TV anymore.
Yeah.
And unless you got a service where you can actually catch the networks that have it, and I think it might have been on Peacock TV, so you could stream it. But I think he was trying to get to the fact that the golf itself needs to kind of get with the times, so to speak, and make it a little easier for people to watch. So I don't know what you guys think about that.
I think I would like to take this real quick. I think people should go to Walmart, get themselves an antenna, screw it into the coax in the back of your TV, and there you've got all the networks that you need. Like, as far as, because how often do we sit there and watch football, right? And you're watching it you're streaming it from somewhere else or whatever, and the notification pops up on your phone. This team just scored the touchdown or whatever. When you're watching on the antenna, you're ahead of all of that stuff. So I would say invest in, I think it's $20 or whatever.
And it's HD
small.
too.
It's HD. They've got the HD and the SD. And guess what? For my Live fans out there, you got the CW out there as well.
Right.
Yeah,
that's right.
Well, and I don't know about you guys, but I can't like record or anything like in the morning and know that it's not live. I just can't do it.
I'm the same way with sports. Especially in this day and age, like if you're gonna somehow get a notification and find out that it happened or whatever it may be. But that's why somebody, record the football game. Yeah, I could, but that's not as cool.
No. I mean,
unless you're not going to get home in time, and then I'll fast forward through all the commercials real quick till I'm caught up.
Right.
Yeah, I think for me in that situation, it's I'm the same. Like, I don't want to watch anything from 2023 or 2000. Like, if it's a classic game or something like that. Like, I love watching old football.
Yeah, absolutely.
Because, one, I don't remember the scores, and then 2, when you watch that, because I think for us younger people, and we watch the game and we hear about all, everyone saying, well, it was way more physical and stuff, and we know that, but we're so just used to and caught up with how the game is played today. But when you just go back to 2000 and you watch them play, and it's like, oh man, like, would these guys even be surviving today? Would they be able to play as many games healthy in those days as they are today?
Yeah.
And they're barely staying healthy now as it is.
Yeah, I mean, the game, they certainly have changed it to make it safer and all that stuff. And you got...
Yeah, no, I was watching South Carolina Clemson last year. You know, South Carolina beat Clemson, you know, and I was watching that little, you know, rerun last night. And, you know, I got to thinking about the chop block. Is that something that you guys think that's eventually going to be a, you know, like a penalty at some point?
In the NFL, is it still legal? Or is it, I thought it
already is illegal.
Like if you just take somebody's legs up underneath them, that is illegal?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Like there's, I think it may be legal like within a certain yardage or so, like maybe after 2-3 yards or something like that, like and invisible line of scrimmage type deal.
They didn't call it in that South Carolina Clemson game last night. There was a South Carolina guy chop blocked somebody, like took his legs under.
Was it a game from last year?
Yeah.
When South Carolina beat Clemson?
Yep.
They could have just missed the call too.
Yeah, they could have. Yeah, they could have. But they mentioned
was it a South Carolina player on Clemson?
Mm-hmm.
Makes sense.
Yeah.
Well, no, just saying for that particular game, just because like South Carolina was, I believe, they were in South Carolina, right? Yeah, because they ran out of fireworks for that one. Or am I mistaken that with Tennessee? I might be mistaken that with Tennessee.
Yeah, I think that was the Tennessee game.
Oh, yeah, never mind.
That was
ran out of fireworks. They ran out of fireworks because Spencer Rattler was just slanging it.
Oh, okay.
They had like 1 million yards in that game, passing yards. Yeah. But yeah, the penalty is when the player's engaged with somebody, with another offensive player, the chop block is illegal to go, below the knees and that kind of stuff. So,
okay.
But yeah.
Glad we were. Yeah, thank you.
Yeah. It's all right. Hey, you're just getting ready for your fantasy football season. That's all.
You got that right.
Yeah, no. And speaking of that, you getting full?
Yeah, keep it rolling though. Keep it rolling because we're getting close to filling up the second league.
Perfect.
Which once we get to, I would say I think I've got 18. So once we get about 5 more entries, then I'm going to go ahead and create the Coach James Hale League and start the crash course of Fantasy Football 101 for Coach Hale.
There you go. And all you got to do is text 850-215-6290 and send us your name, your email address, and the fact that you have to be right here at Dave & Buster's on Saturday, August 26th at 11 a.m.
Yes, sir. David, are you doing roll call? Are you doing roll call for everybody that day?
Making sure that they're there and everything.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well,
you can be the teacher.
I'm going to be
Bueller.
We're gonna have like sub commissioners and then the commissioner. No, but it's
the CEO.
It's gonna be a lot of fun, man. If you've never experienced a live draft, this is perfect. I mean, there's no fees to play. You have a chance at winning a little trophy, and you're gonna be around great people. So, and that's why I'm kind of excited this year to not run a singular draft, because I'm gonna be able to bounce around and kind of check out how everyone's drafts are going, and then meet the people that maybe I didn't have the opportunity to meet last year.
Cool.
Well, and everybody will have an opportunity. You'll be here in the flesh. Everybody will be able to meet the famous Jay Henley.
Yeah, right here in the flesh.
We'll bring some extra Sharpies for your autographs that you'll be signing for everybody. But yeah, I mean, it's a good time. I came to the one last year and I had a blast.
Yeah.
And looking forward to this year as well, because like David said, he doesn't have to worry about trying to do a specific one and can kind of enjoy and be a part of everything else going on.
It's great, man.
But obviously we're in the training camp season and the trade deadline, all that stuff, or the franchise tag deadline is gone and past, but it seems like each day you're seeing more and more people either sign to an extension or these rookies that were drafted are getting their rookie contract underway. Obviously yesterday the big news was Saquon Barkley signed that 1 year. It's $11 million with $909,000 of that being in incentives, which basically means he changed. It's another $900,000 that he could potentially get. I'm sure the incentive is easy. And then Trayvon Diggs, he signed a 5-year, $97 million contract extension with Dallas. We were talking, was it yesterday we were talking, or was it you guys talking about cornerbacks and kind of their shelf life it's kind of like a running back to a certain degree. You don't see too many that have a 14, 15-year career as a cornerback. You've had a few. I mean, Jalen Ramsey's been in there for a while. A couple of the Patriots guys that were part of that dynasty were in there for a long time. But then the big one, making him the highest paid player in football, right? Highest paid player.
You're talking about for Justin Herbert.
Yeah.
Yeah. He is the highest paid, which is, it's come to expect it. We're going to see Burrow. He's going to get his next year. He's going to break that by $2.5 million or so. It's probably going to be $265 million. At this point, I don't know if there's anything to hang your hat on being the highest paid player, because it was Jalen Hurts was last year.
Was last
so
year.
It's going to be a yearly thing. Money goes up, and the only position right now that's not. And so I think seeing things like this, doesn't that have to drive the running backs even more so crazy?
Oh, I would think so.
Like the day after. And then if I'm the guys, Derrick Henry, Nick Chubb, Christian McCaffrey, Josh Jacobs, who was a part of that Zoom call, and then Saquon the very next day or within 48 hours is like, hey, I'm going to go ahead and play this year, and instead of signing a franchise tag, I'm going to take a deal which is going to allow the Giants to franchise tag me next year anyways. So I don't understand, okay, yes, you got the $2 million signing bonus, good for you, but $3 million, you can just sign a contract with some endorsement and you're going to make close to $3 million. So why not try to find your money outside of football, sign that franchise tag? But who knows, man? That's him. That's his agent. That's the decision they went with. And the Giants needed to get that done. Not only did they win the deal, but they needed to get that done because I think without Saquon Barkley, Daniel Jones and possibly even Brian Daboll is going to be exposed.
Yeah, absolutely. Having that kind of weapon there. Go ahead, Jay.
Yeah, I was going to say, so you say franchise tag, David. What? So people who don't know what that is,
the franchise tag, basically you have, if a guy's coming up on the end of his contract, a team can franchise tag him, which means he's under team control for the next year. They can actually franchise tag you twice, but the amount of the franchise tag goes up for the second year. What they do is they take the top 5 contracts at your position from the last 5 years, average that out, and that's how they come to the number of 10.01. So that's across the board for all running backs. If you're a running back and you're going to be franchise tagged, you'd be getting $10.01 million a year.
But you don't have to sign that franchise tag. You can, which is what Saquon did, which puts him out of contract. And
is that front loading money into? Are they front loading money to these guys?
And it's not necessarily front loading. It's kind of it's easing the gamble, so to speak, on that particular player because maybe they got a 5-year contract and like David said, they're going into their 5th year and they want them they want to keep them on the team, but they don't want to do a 4, 5, 6 year extension for big time money, which is kind of what this whole running back conversation has been. So they exercise that franchise tag to keep that player for 1 more year for quote unquote a more reasonable sum of money.
Team friendly.
Yeah, team friendly indeed. And it's that's been the topic of conversation. I know we do have a break coming up here in just a minute, and then I want to dive into some of these some of the highest salaries in your 3-year APY plus your guaranteed money. And you might be surprised about some of the people on this list. You might not be, I don't know, but we'll find out. And but yeah, Justin Herbert yesterday, I was kind of waiting for that to happen. He was in the year that they had to extend him, and if you listen to Allen, he'll say these quarterbacks get paid way too much money, but look what happened in basketball yesterday with Jaylen Brown getting paid $304. That was just the Celtics are just
highest paid player in basketball. Is not even the best player on his team. What in the world is that contract for Jason Tatum going to look like? I mean, it's just wild. But you know what? I'll even go as far to agree with Allen and say that even running backs are paid too much. You know what I mean? Yeah. But here's my other kicker is I'm an employee type guy, not necessarily the employer. And so look at how these owners are eating right now. You know what I mean? So without these players necessarily, these owners, you know what I mean? They're not as valuable. So I don't know. It's a tough position I'm back and forth all the time, but hey, if you're, like I said, I'm an employee type guy, so go get your money, guys.
Yeah,
go get your money.
There you go. When we get back, we'll dive into a little more of these contracts and some of these amounts these guys are getting paid. You're listening to The Inside Drive live here from Dave & Buster's inside the Bill Kramer Chevrolet Buick GMC and Kramer Marine and Outdoor Studio. We'll be right back.
ESPN Northwest Florida presents the Blasted Bay Point.
We talked to Alan Watson at Golf Plus, and the new TaylorMade GTX putter has been flying off the shelf. How many have they sold thus far?
I'm going to go with 91.
That is too high.
Keep listening to win the Blasted Bay Point on ESPN Northwest Florida.
Take your next adventure in an eco-friendly, all-electric Kia EV6 that gives you the movement that inspires. You can live fully charged while saving now and down the road on fuel costs. Schedule a test drive today and explore the electrified Kia vehicles at Bill Burr Kia. You have to drive it to believe it. Now offering $7,500 EV lease bonus when you lease a new 2023 Kia EV6 Wind Electric all-wheel drive for 36 months. You'll get the perfect balance of comfort, safety, and technology with a performance that minimizes the impact of our environment. Bill Burr Kia is the home of the 20-year, 200,000-mile warranty. See us today at 2435 East 15th Street or BillBurrKia@PanamaCity.com. We make it easy to switch to EV ownership and give you the peace of mind you can trust.
Close-in lease based on a new 2023 Kia EV6, model number N5452. No security deposit required. $7,500 EV lease bonus not available for cash. Subject to credit approval, dealer participation, and vehicle availability. $49.99 due at signing for well-qualified leases. See dealer for complete details. The 20-year, 200,000-mile warranty is a Bill Burr Kia warranty. Must take delivery from dealer stock through 9/5/23.
Signworks, a business serving businesses since 1985. Everything from signs and banners, vehicles and boats, magnetic and real estate signs, contractor signs, and much more. Signworks can do large format, full color printing too. Signworks, a real professional in the business world. Call Signworks at 785-8899. Signworks, 850-785-8899.
The locals love it.
You're gonna love this. You are my favorite. It's my favorite.
Everybody's favorite. The Inside Drive with Ryan Mulvey. Live from the Bill Kramer Chevrolet Buick GMC and Kramer Marine Outdoor Studios on ESPN Northwest Florida.
And welcome back. You're listening to Inside Drive live here on ESPN Northwest Florida, sitting inside the Bill Kramer Chevrolet Buick at GMC and Kramer Marine Outdoor Studios, on live and location right here at Dave & Buster's. And where's Dave & Buster's at, Jay?
Pier Park.
Pier Park, yeah. That's right. You got to come down, check us out. It's Wednesday, so it's half-price games all day long. Happy hour will be from 4 to 7 when the afternoon underdogs are up and running and having a good time this afternoon. We're hopefully can have maybe some college recruits coming in here pretty soon, as they got a big event going on for some local high schools and some of the bigger time players that are getting some offers from some college players. I've been checking my email to see if she sent that over yet. But excited to hopefully talk to a few people, especially excited to hear the questions you may be asking, Jay.
Yes.
That will be some good stuff.
Yes, it will.
That is for sure.
But Jay, even if you're not coming out for like either one of the shows or whatever, these athletes are going to be here till, I think Maria said 4:30 or so. So it would be really cool to come out and support them, and come check out the little function that the other Varsity Sports Network is putting on, and hopefully we'll get some of these guys here in the second hour, Ryan.
Yeah, absolutely. Looking forward to hopefully talking to them. Wanted to dive into this. There we go. Sorry, I just randomly closed down tabs on my computer subconsciously, and it doesn't benefit me when we're talking.
Is that OCD? Is that OCD?
I think so. Man, it had. I'm not going to mention her name, but she worked for me when I was over at Shark Teeth. She's a hoot. Anyway, I'd go into her office, and she'd literally have like 40 tabs on the top of her browser, and I was like, I cannot handle you. I said, close them down if you're not using them. And it's kind of like going to your, when your phone and you got 6,000 red notifications.
Oh yeah.
Are you a notification leaver or having to clear it out?
I'm one of those guys who, it depends on the app if I even allow it to have notifications. I'm not going to have ESPN with plus 99 or all the time. And then whenever I get to a certain amount, because I'm a type of guy who you could text me and someone else text me or whatever, and then all of a sudden it just kind of gets lost in the sauce a little bit,
pushed down
and it's
the
like,
queue.
oh man. And I'll leave them where they're still unread or whatever. You know what I mean? So I'll have plus 60 text messages and whatnot, and then I'm like, oh, normally it's a Monday. You know what I mean? Coming back from the weekend and sitting there in the studio and just kind of getting all of those out of there. So it really just depends on the day. I try not to live my life rigid, you know what I mean? It's more or less just
let it go.
Yeah, go with the flow.
I worked with a guy one time that would wash his car every morning before he go to work. Yep, every morning.
Somebody will say that's not good for water use.
That's right.
I'm not going to say that, but somebody would.
And he would exchange his crumpled bills that he had, got throughout the week, and exchange them with crisp bills and put them back in his wallet. That was his routine every morning. So he'd wash his car, and then he would exchange his bills with crispy bills every morning.
Did he have a job?
What's that?
But did you have a job?
Yeah, he was my boss.
Good stuff. Is that who you learned about the air conditioning? It's not actually blowing cold air; it's sucking the hot out of the air that's coming out.
No. This is a golf professional from back way in the day.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll keep quiet from here on out.
You did have someone backing you up though yesterday, Ryan Warren.
Okay.
Yeah, he said that you were right. I don't have the text right in front of me right now.
Yeah.
Oh, cool. Yeah.
I trusted you, but I've trusted you before and it's backfired.
Yeah,
so.
well, that's
not in a bad way. Just believing something. I forget what.
Pro Bowl. We were talking about that. That was actually.
I like how he's citing the two things that he's nailed on this show so far. But hey, you got to relive what you made happen correctly.
That's right.
I learned that yesterday. I never realized that it was the air wasn't being cooled. It was just taking the heat out of the air.
Yeah, cool air does not exist.
Cool air does not exist.
Yeah,
I bet it does in the Arctic.
I was about to say, I think God's got some pretty cold air out there somewhere. You know what I mean? Especially when the winter comes around.
Yep. But everything on Earth has some sort of heat substance. Like heat is in everything. Everything.
Is that technically energy at that point, or?
Now we're getting a little too scientific for this brain at this point.
Physics?
Yeah, physics is not in this brain. We'll have to talk to Ryan Warren about it. He could probably get you. Yeah.
So what about those, you see all these people nowadays with the little coolers that they have the thing running through. Is that blowing cold air, or what is that doing? That's not an air conditioner by any means. You know what I'm talking about, though.
Yeah.
I've seen a few people that have them. They take them to the pool or whatever, and you keep ice in there, and it's got like a little tube that comes out, and it's being blown out.
Yeah.
Now, that's not air conditioning. So
Right.
We're not trying to stump the Schwab today. We're stumping Jay.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. So I'm guessing that's cool air that is being formed by the ice.
Yeah, I saw that on Instagram where somebody had taken a cooler, put it in the back of a golf cart, and then there were two tubes that actually came. Now, that right there is
Charles Haley had one of those.
That is a business-making machine right there. This time of year, that's for sure.
Yeah.
But I can't answer that question, as far as that being cool air or not, because you're not transferring hot air through an evaporator coil or something.
You're containing ice in the air inside that cooler and pulling that out.
Right. So you may have stumped me. You may have stumped me.
I think we're comparing. I don't think we're comparing the same thing here. So I'll give you a pass on that one.
All right.
But yeah, let's jump right back into these contracts. So obviously we mentioned this is the highest 3-year APY. Is that annual percentage yield? That's a credit card term. What does APY stand for in this particular?
Go with it. That sounds good to me.
Yeah. That's like what if you have a savings account, your APY, your annual percentage yield. But anyway, now with the new contract that just happened, it's Justin Herbert with $52.5 million. Again, this is the 3-year APY. Next up, I was going to make you guess, but we don't have that much time today.
Yeah.
So Lamar Jackson with the Baltimore Ravens, he signed that extension earlier this summer, and he's now at $52 million 3-year APY. And then, believe it or not, Jalen Hurts, $51 million APY. That was a little surprising.
Jeez.
Not surprised. I mean, he had a great year last year, and he seemed to get paid fairly early on in his particular college or NFL career. Next up on number 4 is go ahead.
Adjusted average per year.
Thank you.
Why not just call it AAV?
Yeah.
Gosh, man.
Yeah.
These acronyms, Jay, that they always do never translate directly. So it's the adjusted average per year.
I think that would actually be AAPY, so let's just go with APY average per
Jay's
year.
getting close to that AARP. Is it 50?
Here we go.
I don't know. It's probably older than
like
that.
65,
Is that when I can go to
No, 65 is like Medicare or whatever that is. Social Security.
Social Security.
Which we'll never see.
Yeah, I don't think you'll see that. That'll be an afterthought for us.
Yep.
Goodness gracious.
And then I can go to grocery stores on Wednesday and get that senior discount?
Yeah, Publix.
When is that?
I bet you could sweet talk somebody into giving you that right now.
so?
You got a lot of the Riz, so I think you'd be fine.
He's got the Riz, but he don't look the age, though. You know what I mean?
Thank you, David.
You're
Thank you.
welcome.
That is
You're
true.
welcome.
Yeah.
That is true.
I'll try it one day and see if it works.
I don't know. If he wears what he wears on that podcast, I bet he
Now that
he's just got to come in with the chair, with the recliner chair. If you brought the chair in with you, you'd probably get the
someone put him on like a flatbed dolly or something.
on a pallet jack, just moving you in. All for what, 5% or whatever it is.
Well, for those of you who didn't watch the 2 Off the Tee podcast, it was 4 Off the Tee because it was Keith, Allen, me, and, and you, Ryan. I had a toboggan on my hat, and immediately when Ryan gets on the podcast, he goes, Jay, what are you doing with the toboggan on your hat?
I was questioning it, but then he had a very valid reason.
Hey, man, it's open week. It's open week. Everybody
He was embracing his AC must have been working well at his home because he was nice and cool in there.
Ryan sent that picture over, and it looked like the reflection from, I guess, your computer in your glasses looked like you had googly eyes coming in.
Was the picture in the background in there?
What do you mean?
There was a picture behind his recliner.
Oh, I can't. I'd have to go back and.
But that picture's classic.
Yeah,
it's a great piece of art.
It is, man. My grandfather actually painted that back years ago, and it's a Ocean Forest Golf Club at Sea Island.
It's beautiful.
And, it's beautiful.
For once, I wasn't being sarcastic.
Yeah.
It doesn't happen often.
That's right. but yeah,
next in the top 5 again. I guess so. That basically takes the 3 years and adjusts it to give you what the actual annual value is for those 3 years, because a lot of stuff is more front loaded. Aaron Rodgers with $50.2 million to play up there for the New York Jets. And then this one baffles me. Is you got, and it's still one of the most bizarre deals I think in the last few years. You got Russell Wilson for the Denver Broncos. His 3-year APY is $50 million.
$50 million.
Russell Wilson.
Unbelievable.
That's a lot of money to cook.
It is, yeah. And then
is he going to cook though? That's the question.
That's the thing. Yeah. I mean, what if your team goes 5-12 this year? Your fans don't come and support your team. I mean, are teams and owners relying on the ticket price? In my opinion, I mean,
this is how crazy the NFL is. I think people, you don't see and correct me if I'm wrong, David, you don't see a drop off of attendance when your team isn't necessarily doing that well.
Okay, so that's changed in the last, I would say, whatever. I mean, I know it's become more of an outdoor party prior, like tailgating and all that kind of stuff. But yeah, I don't know, just kind of pose that question as far as, ticket prices, and because you hear it all the time in Atlanta, right? Well, I mean, I would love to have Keith talk about how many times have I heard Keith Fleming go, he's probably listening.
For sure.
I'm done with these Falcons. My season tickets, I'm telling them to go kick rocks.
Yep.
And
then re-up next year.
And then you re-up next year.
Yeah. And that's what I'm saying. Like, regardless, it's like the Packers. Everybody said that, Aaron Rodgers is gone now, and they were packed out for their training camp stuff. It just shows you that it doesn't necessarily have to be the player and how good your team is to move that needle for your fans, because it's NFL football, and it's a tradition, and it's what you do. And going to a game, it is not cheap. That's for sure.
No, it's not.
For sure.
Packers are a different breed of fans, though.
Yeah, it's like a cult.
Yeah,
right.
It is.
Amanda's a Packers fan, right?
No,
she's a Bears fan.
She is from Wisconsin.
Yes, that's right. That's the flip.
I don't think they live very far from Lambeau at all, but she grew up as a Bears fan and a Cubs fan and all of that good stuff. So
interesting.
Just like
she's a Wisconsin
Auburn stuff.
Hey, she is a Badger fan though. So yeah.
That red hat you have going on, David.
It's a Cubbies hat.
Is it?
Yeah,
okay.
It's a like one of the 4th of July type hats. It was one of those deals I found. I love baseball hats in general, and I prefer mine to be the authentic on field of some sort. You know what I mean? I don't really care about all the flashy fly stuff. But I love having, the goal is to get every MLB team, but I just kind of dropped off in the last 4 years of buying hats. But yeah, I'll just go on lids at the end of the year, and then they'll have hats like these for $10 or whatever, and I'll just, spend like $40-50, get 4 or 5 hats. And the big reason I did that too, or another reason rather, was to match them with my softball jerseys and stuff.
Oh, okay. Because I see the C there, and I know Cincinnati has a different looking C, I think, right? So
their C is a little more, I would call it squished.
Squished, yeah.
A little more horizontally stretched out.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah. Cubs played a good game. Dansby with 2 home runs last night, beating the Chicago White Sox.
Yeah. Braves didn't have such a great outing yesterday, but
no, sir.
So the Cubs played the White Sox yesterday?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay. And then the Yankees played the Mets. So there must have been some sort of
5 of them. You had 5 of them. You had the Marlins and the Rays. You had the Cubs and the White Sox. You had the A's and the Giants. You had the Yankees and the Mets. And there's another one that I'm missing here, Rangers and the Astros.
In-state rivalry.
Yeah.
There you go.
I think that's cool. We were talking about this yesterday, me and Max and Tyler, of, or actually it might have been me, Tyler, and Barrett, but the MLB is like, why did it take them so long to get to every team playing every team? And I like it, and I think it is good for the sport, but that's only because the American League and the National League are now mirrored. Yeah. Because if they weren't and the National League still had the pitcher hitting, then I would like to see, let's play one series a year against the American League or whatever, but it just provides a little mystery for the World Series. And the All-Star game, I think, would be a little bit more
yeah. But didn't that make it so sweet, though, back in the day when it was a National League team had not played an American League team all season long? You're sitting in October, and they're playing each other for that. There was a little bit of value, in my opinion.
100%, because of the advantages and the disadvantages of, like, so when you're playing in the American League, it's the designated hitter, but then when that American League has got to come to the National League Park for games 3 and 4 of the World Series, then you're without your designated hitter. And I think that it was a positive or an advantage to an extent for the National League teams because their pitchers have been hitting all year, whereas the American League, their pitchers weren't hitting. But you know how that goes. Yeah, I did love it. I loved that.
Yeah.
Best getting to see Shohei play tonight. They're up there in Detroit, and they're going to a game, and I'm sure he's not the starting pitcher, but obviously he'll be in that lineup. So
that's great.
Yeah, that'd be cool. That'd be cool. Oh, I don't know. Hopefully she bets on the game. I tell her to lay something down on it. That way she's got a little more excitement in there. But just real quick, total guaranteed money before we hit our top of the hour break here on the quarterback side of things. And we're going to move to the running back next to kind of see that disparity between the two positions. But Deshaun Watson has the most total guaranteed money. That's $230 million. He signed that contract last March, and his contract ends in 2026. That one still baffles me. I get it. You know, he was good a little bit when he was in Houston before, but he's going to have to show me a lot more this year with the Browns than he did last year because he just really didn't look that great last year. And then you've got now Justin Herbert. He's got $193.7 million in guaranteed. Another bizarre one, Kyler Murray. He got that. Was it last year? He got that big contract, and so he's got $195 million in total guaranteed money. Lamar Jackson, $185 million in total guaranteed, and then again Jalen Hurts right there at number 5, $197.3 million in total guaranteed money. We got the top of the hour coming up. Jay Bird, you know what that means?
Ooh, afternoon delight.
That's right. Look, you were right on point there with that one.
Yes, sir.
I'm proud of you for sure.
Yeah.
But yeah, we'll jump into running backs when we get back, and hopefully maybe we'll be talking to some high school football players as well, some big time college recruits from our area. But you are, we ready to go, David? Okay, you are listening to the Inside Drive live here on ESPN Northwest Florida. We will be right back.
ESPN Northwest Florida presents the Blasted Bay Point.
We talked to Alan Watson at Golf Plus, and the new TaylorMade GTX putter has been flying off the shelf. How many have they sold thus far?
I'm going to go with 91.
That is too high.
Keep listening to win the Blasted Bay Point on ESPN Northwest Florida.
This is Joanna with ESPN Northwest Florida. Here's your weather forecast on this Wednesday afternoon. The remainder of the day, mostly sunshine and 90 with a gentle breeze coming out of the west-southwest at 9 miles per hour. For tonight, clear skies at a low near 80. Tomorrow, mostly sunny and a high around 89. For Friday, mostly sunshine most of the day except possible thunderstorms in the afternoon and evening and a high of 90. This weather forecast is brought to you by Ellis Agency Insurance. Thank you for keeping that dial at ESPN Northwest Florida. Rely on it.
Hi, this is Matt Lewis with Reliable Hydraulic Solutions. We offer comprehensive diagnostics and repair service for all types of hydraulic units, such as hydraulic and pneumatic cylinders, hydraulic pumps, motors, and valves, as well as a broad range of hydraulic hoses and O-rings. Give us a call at Reliable Hydraulic Solutions at 850-326-3000 for any of your hydraulic needs.
Visit their new location, Highway 77, south of Tractor Supply.
Let's see. Diamond stud earrings for Marcy, Bulova watch for Tommy, tennis bracelet for Kathy, and Keith wants a 14-karat chain. Oh, and Hannah wants those white gold hoop earrings.
Okay, guys, Santa gave me his list. He knows that Tracy's Fine Jewelry has the largest selection and lowest prices you'll find anywhere. We've stocked the cases, slashed the prices, and we're offering a free 6-month layaway on our entire jewelry selection. For a stress-free holiday, Tracy's Fine Jewelry, where Santa shops.
The Atlanta Braves play here.
And the Braves are back in front.
WGSX Lynn Haven, WVLQ Port St. Joe, ESPN Northwest Florida. Do you suffer from political talk radio fatigue?
We know that under the 49% rate, the U.S. economy
Then tune into the most fun and exciting new radio show on the Gulf Coast. It's The Inside Drive with Ryan Mulvey. From the Bill Kramer Chevrolet Buick GMC and Kramer Marine Outdoor Studios on ESPN Northwest Florida.
I don't know if we do the rocket ship or not. We're going to go with it. Randy hit it. We're going to hope you hit it up for us. But you're listening to The Inside Drive live here on ESPN Northwest Florida. I should probably bring us in more so than just start talking when we come off the break, Jay. What do you think?
Yeah, you should.
Or do you like the comments?
Oh, what's that?
Never mind.
No, I do like the comments.
Okay.
I really do.
You're listening to The Inside Drive a lot, but it's hard to have a comment when you can't hear what the music is.
No, that's
I'm going to
true.
pretend it was Afternoon Delight, but I'm not doing my soft voice. But that's okay. We are sitting inside the Bill Kramer Chevrolet Buick GMC and Kramer Marine and Outdoor Studios. As always, you can listen to us on 104.3 in Panama City Beach, 101.9 along the Forgotten Coast. And you can take us anywhere in the world you have an internet connection. Just download our free mobile app inside the Google Play or Apple App Store. You just got to search 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida. You can listen live on ESPNPC.com. And then you can't watch us today, but you can listen to us on Facebook, YouTube, and Twitch. Just search ESPN Northwest Florida. Again, we are here at Dave & Buster's live, hanging out, having a good time, and my chair's not rolling back, so this is glorious. We might have to do this every day.
That's right.
It might be tough on David, though. He's got to host his own show in the afternoon, so there is some prep that you got to do. You know, just like all the prep you do for every one of our shows.
Absolutely.
You show up, you open that door, and boom, here you are. Look at all those blank pieces of white paper.
Our prep is totally different. Our prep is totally different.
Yes, slightly different than Jay's. That's for sure. When we were on the break, you were looking up some attendance figures. We were talking about in the last segment, talking about the players move the needle, and if you have a bad season, do you see a drop off in attendance? And David kind of proved the point that the NFL attendance kind of stays pretty consistent, and this goes back many years, back to 2008, and the attendance last year, the 2008 average attendance across the league was 68,245. You got to remember too, NFL stadiums are a lot smaller than college football stadiums. And then with last year, 2022, you had 69,389. So you've had consistently between 67 and 69,000 people on average. Obviously, back in 2020, that's an outlier because it was the COVID year and NFL stadiums were virtually empty the entire season. They had a little bit of attendance towards the end, kind of looked like XFL games at that point. But yeah, so what? Yeah, NFL is kind of its own enemy or own animal because they make so much money. Look what's his face Snyder just sold the team for. Ooh, is that the highest?
This is for the draft right here, since they've kind of been out in open spots though. Yeah, then I just want to point to that one right there in 2019.
Nash Vegas, 600,000 people attended that draft. That is insane.
That's like you could combine like two or three of the other ones.
Yeah. I mean, what happened in Cleveland?
It was Cleveland, I guess.
Or the backside of the COVID year.
I think that you have to, with it coming right off of that, you probably had 140,000 people out there who was like, maybe not this year.
Yeah, is it the year for Cleveland Browns this year? No. Okay. Ryan went with a total no.
No, we can discuss it if you want.
Okay.
No.
Playoffs? They have to win a wild card. Like, the thing is
they're not going to win their division.
Right. We don't think they will.
Statistically, I mean, they could. They could.
Yeah.
Obviously, anybody could do anything, but yeah, I mean, I think and then, Pittsburgh with Kenny Pickett in his second year now, I think Pittsburgh is going to be a lot more improved than people think, for sure. What do you think about the Browns?
I just know they haven't won a Super Bowl. I don't even know. Have they even made a Super Bowl appearance? I'm not even sure.
I know they haven't won and they haven't hosted, so I don't think that they've played in a Super Bowl, period.
Yeah.
At least your former Falcons had played in a Super Bowl.
This is true. Yeah.
One of the largest collapses in Super Bowl history, but other than that, they were there.
Absolutely.
And, we took your offensive coordinator and now we haven't won a Super Bowl with great teams. So I don't know what the deal is there, but yeah. So let's jump into if I can find it again in my tab. I didn't delete it, so that's good. Running backs. We were talking about just the highest 3-year APY for quarterbacks averaged just a little over $50 million. Now you go down to the running back side of things, which has been the hot topic as of late because a lot of running backs not getting paid as much as they think they should, deserved, however you want to slice it. But Christian McCaffrey, he signed that. He had to pick up that contract when he went to the Niners that he had from the Panthers. He signed that back in April 2020. Contract ends in 2025, so a couple more years. His 3-year APY, which is a big fancy word for your adjusted average annual salary that you're being paid, taking everything into consideration, is $17.2 million. With the next closest being $12.7 million with Alvin Kamara from the Saints, and then Joe Mixon is at $12.53 million. Those are the top 3 in running back. So huge drop off there. More than $30 million on average in the drop off between the quarterbacks and the running backs there. And then total guaranteed money, Christian McCaffrey with $36.3 million. Alvin Kamara is next there at $34.3. And then what's crazy, he's not even currently signed. Dalvin Cook, $28 million was the highest total guaranteed money that came from the Minnesota Vikings. So be interesting to see. But yeah, huge drop off there. And now if you talk about the guaranteed money, the average for these top 5 quarterbacks, just doing some quick math in my head, is about $200 million. The average for the running backs is about $34 million.
And then we talked about yesterday about how the running back is one of those positions that gets hit the most.
Oh yeah. Every play you're on the field, you're getting hit or hitting somebody, whether you have the ball or not.
Yeah, he's kind of your pitcher in baseball, right? He's kind of, there's more action.
Except playing every game.
Yeah, except playing every game. That baffles me. I'm still trying to figure that out.
That's why I like talking about it with you.
Yeah, it's just like, okay, nothing makes sense here. Why is it not? They're basically saying it's not an important position is what they're saying if we're trying to, compare apples to, whatever. But, yeah, I don't know. That's I can't wait to hear some other comments on that for sure.
Yeah. We'll jump into the receiver side of things as well, just to kind of keep this comparison going for you here, Jay. But highest 3-year APY, wide receivers, top 3, you got Cooper Kupp with $26.7 million, Stephon Diggs with $26.2 million, and then Tyreek Hill with Miami, $25 million. Total guaranteed money, again, that's Cooper Kupp at $75 million. Tyreek Hill comes in second there with $72.2 million, and Stephon Diggs with $70 million guaranteed. Again, huge drop off from the quarterbacks to the running backs, and from the quarterbacks to the wide receivers. But the wide receivers, obviously, about $10 million on average more on that 3-year APY, and then considerably more on that guaranteed money. You think that's just kind of an injury thing, more prone to get injuries as the running back versus the wide receiver? They're just comparing wide receivers to running backs.
I don't know. That would be interesting to look at, because I feel like we see more wide receivers missing time than big time running backs. You had Jonathan Taylor, who suffered injuries last year. You had Derrick Henry the year prior to that, who missed half the year, but was still over 1,000 yards, still a top 10 rusher, playing half the season. I think that the chances of you getting injured as a running back are higher maybe than wide receivers. But when you've got a guy like Chase or Hunter Renfrow making more than some of these top tier running backs, that's where it's like,
It's a little confusing.
What I mean? Like, I don't get it, man. I really don't. I know it's running back by committee, but it's also wide receiver by committee.
Yeah.
Like, these guys aren't, it's not, all the targets aren't going to one guy. So it's a little confusing.
And I feel like running backs play injured more than a wide receiver can too.
Yeah.
What do you think, Jay?
Yeah, I think so. Comparing it to golf, football's become more of a game of inches rather than yards. So yeah, it's just,
it's a very astute comment there.
Yeah. It's just the playing time obviously is between what have we talked about? If you take a full football game, right, and you take the commercials and all the huddles and everything, there's really about 4.5 minutes of actual football played in a game. There's a lot that can go wrong or a lot that can go right in those 4.5 minutes. Yeah, it's just kind of like golf. If you miss if Brian Harmon misses, 3 or 4 or 5 footers on Sunday, somebody's in contention for a win. So
yeah, I mean, if he just makes 75% of those 10 feet and in versus making 58 out of 59, that's a whole nother ball game.
That's a whole nother ball game. Same in football.
Yep.
Yeah,
absolutely. Absolutely. Tight ends are a little similar to running backs. You got Darren Waller, who's currently got the highest 3-year APY of $17 million. I keep forgetting he's on the Giants now. He's going to be a good target there for old DJ, not the Un-American.
Provided he can stay healthy.
Provided he can stay healthy. He hasn't. How long has he been in the league? 2-3 years.
I want to say that he's been a big name tight end now for 3 years. So I would venture to say he's been in the league for 4 to 5.
Good fantasy football player to pick up there.
Let me write that down.
There you go.
Who is it?
Darren Waller. He's now with the New York Giants. He was with the Raiders beforehand. He was a good target for Derek Carr. Who's no longer there. It's Jimmy G at the helm. And then second is George Kittle with $15.3 million APY. Mark Andrews third with $15.06 million in our league at Bay Point. We're doing a one keeper league, and that's who one of our other guys did. What's that? Sorry,
8 years in the league.
He's been in the league for 8 years.
And I had forgot about his time with the Ravens too. 2015 to 2018 with the Ravens, then 18 to 22 with the Raiders, and this will be his first year.
So he was drafted by the Ravens.
Yeah.
Man, you could have paid me as much money for me to guess who he got drafted by, and I would have said the Oakland Raiders.
Next time I'll try that.
Yeah.
I'm looking for a little extra income throughout the month.
I would have got that incorrect, but maybe it's because of the hard knocks at the Raiders, and he was such a big part of that, and I don't know. Anyway, so George Kittle, Mark Andrews, second and third on APY. George Kittle leads the league with the highest total guarantee. He signed that contract in August 2020. He's got $40 million guaranteed there. You got something, Jay?
No, I was going to ask you if you wore the Raiders starter jacket back in the day there, Ryan. Were you a Raiders?
No, I've been a Niners fan since I was born.
I'm just curious.
Yeah, I couldn't see Ryan wearing a Raiders starter jacket.
That was the thing in my era. It was like everybody had a Raiders or a Dolphins starter jacket. And it was the big one.
I can picture the Dolphins starter jacket.
Yeah.
I might have had a New Jersey Devils starter jacket.
Okay. Yeah. It had to be starter, but whatever happened to starter?
They've actually made a pretty big comeback. To an extent, yeah, especially the caps, the starter caps.
Oh well, yeah. But no apparel.
They had the double zipper. I hate a double zipper on a jacket.
Yeah.
You gotta get it lined up so you can go up and down, or you can zip it up from the bottom. Did you ever zip up your jacket from the bottom for any reason?
Why would I zip it up from the top?
Exactly. No, I'm talking about how you could take the zipper and zip it up, and it stayed connected at the top. It was the double zipper.
Yeah, I don't think I ever had a double zipper.
Yeah, I did.
You know what I'm talking about?
I know what you're talking about. Yeah.
Just what functionality would you ever need to zip up unzip the bottom of your jacket so you have more room at the bottom?
Like if you're playing basketball or something like that, and it's a little tight around your waist or whatever, then you undo that.
If you're balling in that starter jacket, it's probably pretty cold.
I mean, New York, Rucker Park, stuff like that.
That's true.
I just remember back in the day, like you'd walk into a classroom and everybody'd have their starter jackets on, and then they'd have their hoodie on, and then they'd be asleep on their desk.
Yeah, there you go.
Oh yeah, there you go. Anyway, I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
And it's wild though
you
that
brought back some memories
because, like, I think for my I was born in 91, so I would say that starter was big, but then it became like almost generic-y or whatever, you know what I mean? Where it was like, oh, you're wearing starter, like, you know what I mean?
Losers.
That's how people, to an extent. And then now it's made that it's like maybe champs or whatever. There's some champion, which like for a while was like, what, you're wearing champion, and now it's like everyone's going to the thrift stores and looking for champion and whatnot.
Hey,
it went from Levi to Jordache. Is that what it did? You don't remember Jordan?
I think I remember
I've heard of it.
I got you.
Believe it or not,
Levi,
I had a couple pair of Jenko jeans. Remember those?
Oh, maybe.
What your regular pants look like Jenkos?
Yeah, that's true. That's true. That was as I was an adult, though. Hey, you can. These starter jackets are right there on Fanatics. You can get yourself a nice starter's jacket anywhere between $90 and $150.
Oh,
depending on how much you're wanting to spend there.
Those are 90s prices.
I may have to get our starter jackets 80s or 90s. Starter jackets soon became a trend in the late 80s and early 90s.
Yeah.
I may have to get me a starter jacket.
You should, man. Take it to Jacksonville for the game, dude.
That would be smug. It is in November.
Yeah. You never know what you get in Jacksonville in November. It could be 35 or it could be 90.
Yep.
So, yeah.
I wonder
what Joanna would say about that.
I don't know.
What does Joanna look like?
I don't know. I don't even know who you're talking about.
Our weather lady.
Oh, man, I had no idea you were going there. Joanna, yeah, she always provides the forecast.
She does.
She's good at it.
She is good.
It's like she's reading off the internet or something.
Something like that.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know. But yeah, you've intrigued me now with this starter jacket.
Oh, yeah.
But, what do you, getting back to what we were actually talking about, the offensive, or excuse me, the tight ends. The tight ends are very kind of, I would say, similar to running backs. Obviously, they're not running the ball, but they're blocking on a lot of the plays where they're not getting the catch and that kind of stuff. So significant drop-off, too, between the wide receivers and the tight ends. Obviously, the quarterback is, way, way up there. And I think with kind of looking through this list, your next highest behind the quarterback is going to be your defensive line, right? Your edge rushers and guys like that are getting paid crazy amounts of money.
Maybe left
as well.
tackles would be up there.
Yeah. Yep. Absolutely. Yeah. Your tackles. You've got your highest paid defensive tackle. We'll start with defensive edge rusher. You've got T.J. Watt getting his 3 years, $30.5 million. Joey Bosa with $29.2, and then Myles Garrett with $26.7. I do know that Nick Bosa will probably have the largest defensive player contract in history coming up here pretty soon with the Niners.
And then T.J. Watt will break it in a year.
It's just where do we stop?
Yeah.
Where do we stop?
Where does that kicker position, like roughly?
Right above running back, as far as APY goes.
Yeah, here you go. Yeah, the kickers, Justin Tucker's got the highest APY of $6.2 million, Matt Gay's $5.9, and Chris Boswell's $5.6. However, guaranteed money for Justin Tucker is $17.5 million, Matt Gay and Indy $13 million, Chris Boswell $12.5. Now, Justin Tucker's probably arguably the best kicker of all time.
And he's like a 91 on Madden. What are you thinking?
Give Tucker the 99 club.
Yeah, if nothing else, give him a 98, and by the time we get to the middle of the season, bump him up to a 99. Give that man some gold cleats.
Where did he kick in college? Does anybody know?
Good question.
Yeah, I'm just throwing it out there.
Texas.
At Texas?
Texas. This is his 12th season in the league. He's got an 86% field goal. He's 96.9 on extra points, and his long is. Sorry, that was last year. I meant to look at his entire career, which is insane how many field goals he's made. Yeah, he's 90.5 career.
He's 91.
Yeah, almost 91 career field goal percentage, with his long being a 66-yarder. I almost remember what game that was in because it was a big time kick. That's for sure. But yeah, so there you go. Answer your questions on your kicker. The best kicker is not too far down from the running backs, which is just crazy. But
underrated position. Very underrated.
Underrated. Don't forget about the long snappers. Best.
That's even more underrated.
Yeah, that you can't have a kick without a long snapper.
Yeah, I mean, there's kids that go to long snap in camp, right? That's an art. It's almost like hitting a bunker shot. I mean, it's a specialty type deal.
And you're not out there all the time, but to get paid $1.6 million a year to do some long snapping is not bad. And this is Joe Cardona from the New England Patriots. He's also got guaranteed of $2.6 million. So not too bad because you're only out there on punts and extra points and field goals. So you're not out there a whole lot. So if you broke that down to the amount of snaps you played versus a running back, your amount per snap might be higher for your long snapper than a running back.
Yeah.
I'd have to do some math on that to actually find that out. But it very well could be. Which is insane to think about.
How many yards could you long snap one right now?
Could I long snap one? How accurate does it have to be?
It's got to be accurate. It's got to be right in my chest.
Right in your chest?
Yes. Do you think the width of this room
here? Yeah, I could get that. For sure. Now, I don't know if I could stick it in your chest, but I could get it so you could catch it.
Okay. Yeah. I got you.
How many tries does he get? Just one?
I'll give him 3.
Oh, and 3 tries.
Somebody get us a football.
We need a football.
Clear this room out.
I have a little mini one in the back of my truck, but that's at the station right now, so it's not going to do us no good.
Sweet van.
We're going to go win a football, though.
That is true. Just go to the coin games.
Yes.
Half price games right now.
There you go.
Sir, all day Wednesday.
That's right. You'll be hanging out here. But we got another break coming up, Jay. What do you want to talk about when we get back?
Let's see.
You name it, we'll talk about it.
Yeah. Let me think about it over the break.
Okay. Well, you've got about a minute and 30 seconds to figure that out. So think fast.
I will.
I'm just kidding. I've got stuff. You don't come up with anything. But you are listening to The Inside Drive. We may talk to some college recruits. We may not. I don't know. But we're hanging out here at Dave & Buster's and having a good time. So we'll be right back here on ESPN Northwest Florida.
ESPN Northwest Florida. We're taking the inside drive.
This is so funny, these storylines. 3-year title drought for Alabama. Are the young guys going to be the ones that bring them back to the promised land? Like, you didn't win a national championship in 3 years prior to all this Alabama and Georgia stuff. Like, it was not a big deal. Right. Now it's like national championship or bust.
Yeah. Join Ryan Mulvey.
Thank you very little.
Middays 11 to 1 on ESPN Northwest Florida.
This is Joanna with ESPN Northwest Florida. Here's your weather forecast on this Wednesday afternoon. The remainder of the day, mostly sunshine and 90 with a gentle breeze coming out of the west-southwest at 9 miles per hour. For tonight, clear skies at a low near 80. Tomorrow, mostly sunny and a high around 89. For Friday, mostly sunshine most of the day except possible thunderstorms in the afternoon and evening and a high of 90. This weather forecast is brought to you by Ellis Agency Insurance. Thank you for keeping that dial at ESPN Northwest Florida. Rely on it.
Golf is a game that should be fun, but to have the most fun, you need to play your best. That's where the experts at Golf Plus come in. Their friendly staff will guide you through the buying process, answer all your questions, and can help with any repairs you need along the way. Golf Plus is your custom fitting, club repair, and golf retail shop. Golf Plus staff is non-commissioned and will work with you to find the best product for your game, just like they've been doing since 1988. Golf Plus in Dothan and Panama City Beach. Fitting, repair, retail. That's Golf Plus.
Los Rancheros has been doing it right for 20 years. Los Rancheros brings a top-shelf dining experience to you with the opening of their beautiful new building. Watch all college and pro games on Los Rancheros' 14 large-screen TVs with great drink specials daily from 2 to 5 and during all the games. Los Rancheros, the place for live sports and great food on 23rd Street between Jenks and Harrison.
Welcome to the Inside Drive, the next big thing.
It's a big, huge, giant deal.
Sports betting, huge reactions, your calls and real-time coverage of the stories you're following. Broadcasting from the Bill Kramer Chevrolet Buick GMC and Kramer Marine Outdoor Studios on ESPN Northwest Florida.
And welcome back. You're listening to the Inside Drive live here on ESPN Northwest Florida, sitting inside the Bill Kramer Chevrolet Buick GMC and Kramer Marine Outdoor Studios, live and local here right at Dave & Buster's in Pier Park. Come check them out. You've got half-price games. Happy hour starts at 4. The food is, we've talked about it on the show before. If you haven't eaten at Dave & Buster's lately, do yourself a favor and come grab something to eat, because their food, I think, is one of the most underrated meals and menus that all these restaurants around here have. So, and it's great because, especially if you have a family, come in with your kids, sit down, grab a bite to eat, get them some power cards, let them run around, play some games, and come check in with you every once in a while.
Absolutely.
So,
absolutely.
Always a good time. You got the college football season. How many days is it, Jay?
38?
36.
36.
That's how much closer it is than you thought.
Yes. Yeah.
36. Now, that's week 0. You got those games on Saturday, August 26th, which you got some matchups that might be okay. For bettors, nobody really cares, so we'll be excited just to have football back. Navy at Notre Dame to kind of kick off the college football season. What do you think about that? You think Navy's got a chance?
Ooh, yeah, I think so. We'll see what happens with Navy there. Don't those teams kind of look alike?
Yeah.
To a degree, depending on the uniforms they wear.
Yeah.
Or at least what Navy wears, rather, because we know what Notre Dame's going to come out in, unless they decide to wear the green jersey.
Yeah.
This is true.
I hope they do, because then Navy might beat them.
So it'll be up there in Notre Dame, I'm assuming.
That game's actually been played in Ireland.
That's
okay.
right.
Yep.
Oh, cool, because last year it was Northwestern and Nebraska, I believe.
Yep.
Which was, it was really cool because they had the uniforms playing, like with the little Irish theme to them and stuff. Really, really cool stuff, man. This is the year then I think that Dan Patrick and the Danettes are going over there to Dublin. Ooh. Or it might be for next year, because I think you got Florida State and Notre Dame opening up in Ireland in a few years too, like 2026 or 2027.
Yeah.
I kind of like that.
That's
some,
cool.
Some hometown Irish action, but yeah.
I think Notre Dame's got to be the fixture of that though, right?
Yeah, you would think so. I mean, they're the Fighting Irish.
Yeah, you would think, right?
Like Notre Dame, Northwestern would have been better than Northwestern, Nebraska when you talk storylines, because you're talking more Brainiac type schools.
Right. Yeah, we were talking over the break about how, these NFL teams are going across the pond and they're, doing these games and stuff. And I was telling you guys over the break that I don't get into that morning football, for whatever reason.
Yeah.
But you guys were talking a little bit about how the fans over there are so into the game. If we reverse it, are we like that over here in America?
Yes.
If
look at what's going on with Messi right now.
Okay.
Even though I was reading an article on The Athletic that there was a few open seats there at Inter Miami's last game, but yeah, I think that when you've got big time, like the NFL is so huge, and when you take some of those big time golfers like Rory, you know what I mean? Like, yeah, I think Americans get up for what the Europeans and across the ponders bring to the athletics.
But what if they brought cricket over here? Would you guys go see a cricket game?
Well, I'm not going to see Messi, me personally.
Yeah.
But I mean, I don't know. What do you think?
That's tough.
It is tough.
I mean, it'd be cool to go see what is it called? Is it a match?
It's a game.
It's a cricket, whatever it is, on the wickets and all that good stuff on the field. But yeah, I mean, I would get, but I think what you're more speaking to with like what he was talking about with Messi. Messi's come over and now signed with an American soccer team, Inter Miami, and that's obviously created this huge buzz. I also didn't realize either. I was doing some research this morning because Messi scored 2 goals yesterday. What this league actually is. I was like, isn't this the MLS? And then I was looking at the MLS and I'm like, the season's over. This isn't the actual MLS. It's like this, what's it called? Clubs League or something like that.
So the MLS season is over. See, that's another thing is I'm very confused by just how soccer in general works. But so we'll change it because it does change with Messi coming to be on an American team. So we'll say Chelsea and Manchester United come over for a game. Yes, I think it would sell out. To put it in whatever stadium you want to, I think it would sell out.
It's called the Leagues Cup.
Which
I believe is American teams and Mexican teams. Linda was trying to explain this to me this morning, and I was trying to understand it. One of the kids on my flag football team, he wasn't able to play in the game last night, but he's up in Atlanta because they've got that little showcase, exactly what you were talking about. And Chelsea is playing Newcastle in Mercedes-Benz Stadium tonight up there in, it's a huge kind of game, all that stuff. So that's a huge one that a lot of soccer fans, and you're seeing a lot more of that. And you've seen some where like Manchester United played the LA Galaxy several years ago, kind of had these exhibition matches. But
so the season starts in January, and then it runs until July, and then they have a month-long break from July 20th to August 19th, and then the season ends October 21st. So it's like an all-star break essentially, and yeah, they match up with teams from Liga MX.
Okay, so there you go.
Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah. But yeah, I mean, obviously Messi, you drop him in, he's just a step above everybody else in this league. I mean, they won 4-0 last night. He scored 2 goals, the first 2 goals of the game, the 8th minute and I think the 22nd minute, and they won 4-0. So
wow. I wonder, do you think the goalies, not just the intimidation factor, but they're like, well, if he's scoring more, the MLS is getting more eyes on him, because it is. I mean, we're talking about an aging Messi here who steps on the pitch, and then you're just like, man, he's so much better than everyone else. Or is it just that the MLS is that bad?
Yeah, it could be a little combination of both.
Yeah,
but good for MLS for sure.
What's his attributes as far as? I mean, I'm sure he's just fast, right? I mean, or
not even
5'7" or something like that too.
His footwork is unbelievable.
Yeah.
He's great at finding open space, and he's great, moving the ball. But it's like last night. He just put himself in the right spot. And
why isn't this coach triple teaming this guy? Or you know what I'm saying?
He can't really do that in soccer because you've got 11, you got 10 people on the pitch, as David called it, plus your keeper. So, I mean, if you allocate multiple guys to one person, that's going to leave other people open.
I got you.
And they're just as good. I mean, they're not as good as Messi, but they're good enough that if you're leaving people in, soccer's all about space and ball movement and finding open space, and he's just so good at finding open space and scoring and finishing,
right.
of course.
Yeah.
But yeah, he's just a little dude.
Yeah.
Little dude, 5'7". Is that Brian Harmon?
Brian Harmon. It's the year of the little guys.
It's been the year of Messi for a long time now. So, Jim Brandt, who's a huge Browns fan, you were talking about the Browns, right? He said, just a reminder, the Browns have 17 SEC players on their roster, with some of the highlights being Nick Chubb, Amari Cooper, Wills from Alabama. I don't know exactly who that is, but and then Myles Garrett from Texas A&M, Delpit, the defensive back from LSU, and York from LSU as well, and many more. So he said, who knows if they'll be playoff bound or not, but he said it's very difficult to be a Browns fan.
Well, he sounds like a true one.
Yeah,
so,
well, yeah. He is through and through.
Yeah,
Ohio
he's
State.
not divorcing them anytime soon.
No.
Yeah.
Yeah, only lame fans divorce their teams.
That's true. Non-fans, Jay. Yeah.
But just taking a stand.
And you took a stand to go on that Bills bandwagon.
I did.
But yeah, first game that Saturday, you've got, looks like 2, 4, 6, 8, about 7, 8 games on, which is awesome because it's college football. Highlighted, I would say, by that Notre Dame Navy game over there in Dublin, Ireland, which will be just pretty cool to kind of see. So that's exciting. I had forgot about that until we started looking at this. And then Thursday, August 31st, is really when the season gets kicked off, and we're here sitting at July 26th. So that's not, we're not 36 days from that day, but, that's another Saturday to a Thursday. Let's call it 5 days. So looking at about, to really the season gets kicked off. A couple of those big matchups. Obviously, you've got Florida traveling out there to Utah to take on the Florida Gators and the Utah Utes again, as they had the home and home series from last year where Utah, Cam Rising threw an interception on that I don't think it was the last play of the game, but pretty much was the last play of the game to seal it for the Florida Gators and get the Billy Napier era started out there. And then, that's on the Thursday night. Several games on Thursday. Man, it just opens up wide open. So much going on. Then you got a couple games on Friday. Nothing too crazy out there yet. And then Saturday, everything gets underway. Some of the bigger games, for me, you got the nightcap there on ESPN. You've got the Coastal Carolina Chanticleers facing the UCLA Bruins, soon to be SEC Bruins. And then, North Carolina, South Carolina, that's a big one. Drake May versus Spencer Rattler. That'll be the ABC game. You see any others on here, Jay, that get you excited? Obviously, we haven't talked about Florida State and LSU yet, but that's the lone night game there on Sunday.
I'm randomly looking at Mercer Bears up in Macon. I'm looking at their schedule. Like they're playing. Are they playing at Ole Miss? It looks like
Mercer pretty much plays all the SEC teams.
Yeah. Okay. So they got their countdown is 31 days until kickoff.
You a big Mercer guy?
Well, I mean, just hanging around Macon, Georgia for a little bit. And, Mercer, obviously made it to the Sweet 16 in basketball a few years ago. And that town was just, was crazy, going crazy over that. But
the Bears, right? The Mercer Bears?
Mercer Bears,
R.J. Yeager played baseball for them before he went to Mississippi State.
Oh, cool. Yeah,
Mercer had a good baseball team this past year, too.
Yeah. I mean, they're sneaky, man. They're but
unlike a real bear, very sneaky.
Right.
I don't know if bears are sneaky or not.
Yeah,
but
I think that they're kind of sneaky. We would have to go back and double check with Coach Hale for sure.
That's true.
But I think that they're somewhat sneaky, but then they can also just be grizzly.
Grizzly, indeed.
I thought that was a bear.
A vocal bear?
I thought it was a vocal bear.
A bear that could talk?
There was a young lady, I was watching, I don't watch the news a lot, but there was a young lady that went into Yosemite Park just this past week and a bear mauled her at Yosemite. I'm like, man, I can't imagine. Anyways, on to
there was also one. Did you see there was some people on? No, it's okay to talk about animals. Coach Hale does it. There was like an African tour, like in this. It wasn't a golf cart, but let's call it like a multi-passenger golf cart, and the lion climbed in the vehicle with them. Did you see that one?
I think I have.
It was a female lion, a lioness. She was like rubbing her head on everybody and all that, like a cat does. Now the video ended. I don't know what happened after that. Nobody shows how the lion was removed from the vehicle, or did.
Is this an open safari?
Yeah, I'm going to have to find it in the break because it was pretty ridiculous.
I don't know if I would go on one of those.
Man, at that
Unless I had a gun. If I had a gun, then.
Yeah. At that point, it's like you're in the wild with it. Like you're in their territory.
Yeah.
Like
which is also kind of a reason, not to do it.
That's right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That is, what about the ocean? It's Sharks territory.
Yes, it is.
Oh, that is the killer whales territory. Get the facts right.
I still can't believe I saw the whale shark video, man. That is so cool.
That'd be neat to see.
I mean, that's something
Would you jump in?
I would not. I wouldn't.
Well, granted, your first trip on a boat was the other day.
Wow.
That was your first trip on a boat?
I mean, I've been on
first
cruises.
trip on a boat in the Gulf.
But that's a ship. It's a cruise ship, not a boat.
You know, this was thanks to Michael Shears. I'm ready to get back out there again, but it was a 22.5-foot Sea Hunt center console.
Can't hide it.
Yeah, hey man, it was smooth, and but yeah, there's all kinds of creatures out there. You know, little dolphins come up to you, and that's a smart animal or mammal. Is it a mammal?
It's a mammal.
It's a mammal. That is one smart.
And a mammal is an animal.
Yeah, but not a fish.
Correct. Because a fish is a fish.
Yeah, a reptile.
A reptile.
Yeah. So, I guess they just come up to the boats, and so they're almost human-like.
They are.
I mean, they really are.
I was always a big fan of dolphins growing up.
Yeah.
They're just neat.
I want to pet one. I haven't petted one before.
Oh, you got to go to Gulf World and do the swim with the dolphins. We'll do a GoFundMe to get it happen for you.
Okay.
How about that?
There you go.
We did one down in the Keys one time. It was pretty cool. It was actually like in the water. Like, and they came out, the kids absolutely loved it. They had a blast. Dolphins are just cool.
Yeah.
Just happy.
That little blowhole, man, they just,
yeah, that's right.
Is that what you call it, a blowhole?
It is. It's a blowhole. I think it's got a scientific name as well, but that's how they breathe.
Yeah.
Because they're underwater. And they're mammals, so they don't have gills, so they can't process the oxygen out of the water and keep them alive.
Did you watch Flipper as a kid?
I did, but I don't remember anything about it other than the sound that's just going through my head right now.
Yeah.
Dolphins use, what do they use to...
Yeah,
it's on the tip of your tongue.
Well, Ace Ventura was great at it. Yeah. You remember because he had to get the Miami Dolphin. Dolphin went.
The Super Bowl ring. That's how they found out. the diamonds were down there in the bottom of what was that dolphin's name's tank?
I don't know.
Come on, you know it.
I don't. I just remember Dan Marino, man. He was involved in it, I think.
At the end, they kidnapped him.
Yeah.
Because Lois and Einhorn, they were same person.
Same person. Ace did not like that.
Laces out, Dan. Flash forward to our world we live in now. It's some foreshadowing.
This is true. Ray Finkel.
Finkel and Einhorn.
His mom sure did love Finkel, though.
Now, would you consider Ace Ventura a sports movie? Probably can't.
Absolutely.
I guess that you can consider whatever you want to be a sports movie.
That's true.
Yeah.
Snowflake.
Yeah.
Snowflake.
Snowflake was the name of the dolphin.
That's it. Yep. And our very own Courtney Cox here in Panama City, it was in that movie as well.
She was. They did a good job. What were we talking about before that?
We were talking about Mercer Bears.
Yeah. You took us down a little journey
sorry.
there. Yeah. No, it's okay. I like your journeys. They're fun.
The bears and how. Yeah. I don't know if do you scream when the bear comes, or do you lay down?
You gotta put your hands up over your head and intimidate them.
Oh, you do have to intimidate them.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, you can. That could backfire, though.
I don't want to try that.
A lot of people just relax and play dead and all that stuff.
Okay. I'll try to keep that
less fun.
Dave's like, I'm running at him, screaming as loud as I can.
I'm probably, man. If I'm in that position, seriously. The right thing to do is what Ryan's saying, though.
Yeah.
You're supposed to calm down or whatever. But I've never been, camp. We've had our campsite rummaged in.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But I've never seen the bear doing it. Man, I can't put myself in the shoes of me being approached by a bear.
Yeah, because that's not a situation you know how you're going to react.
Exactly.
Until
you can think all you want to, I'll stand up to him or I'll be so calm. But I mean, dude, the nerves of think about when you're around a dog that you don't know but is coming off very aggressive or whatever.
They can sense your fear.
Right. Exactly. But even those times you're okay, I'll walk a little slow. It's all about the situation that you're in. So I don't know how I would react.
Well, I mean, we need to prepare locals here. I mean, we have bears all across the Panhandle, and you never know. You could be in that situation, and you don't know how you're going to react.
My sound's not on. Not that it really matters, but yeah, this was one I saw the other day. The woman takes a selfie as a bear sniffs her hair on a hiking trail in Mexico. Did y'all see that?
I did not.
Yeah, I probably wouldn't be taking a selfie with the bear.
No.
I don't know.
No.
Would you?
No.
Look.
And then especially if you look at their teeth and they have like like if you see what they've eaten before that, like ew, that's not good.
Yeah.
Yeah. Ooh.
There you go, David. He's giving her a little hug.
Now, a bear that size, I think I'd be maybe a little better off with, but what's right around the corner?
Put it in chokehold?
No, I'm not.
Make it go to sleep?
No, I'd pet it like a doggy.
There you go.
That's what your natural. I mean, that's crazy.
But at the end of the day, what's right around a corner from a bear that size?
Mama's usually ornery.
I'm not putting my scent on that bear. Never mind. I ain't petting it. That thing will come track me down.
Why are alligators angry?
Because they have all them teethies but no toothbrushes.
That's right. That's right. And on that note, we're going to take a break here. And just like that, our final segment is coming up next here from Dave & Buster's. You're listening to the Inside Drive live on ESPN Northwest Florida.
ESPN Northwest Florida. It's the Coach James Hale Show.
Rob, how's it going?
All right, guys, how are y'all this morning?
We talked to Alan Watson at Golf Plus last week, and the new tailor-made GTX putter has been the hottest seller in their shop. How many have they sold so far?
I'm going to shoot for 72.
That is too high.
Weekday morning 7 to 9. ESPN Northwest Florida.
Take your next adventure in an eco-friendly, all-electric Kia EV6 that gives you the movement that inspires. You can live fully charged while saving now and down the road on fuel costs. Schedule a test drive today and explore the electrified Kia vehicles at Bill Burr Kia. You have to drive it to believe it. Now offering $7,500 EV lease bonus when you lease a new 2023 Kia EV6 Wind Electric all-wheel drive for 36 months. You'll get the perfect balance of comfort, safety, and technology with a performance that minimizes the impact of our environment. Bill Burr Kia is the home of the 20-year, 200,000-mile warranty. See us today at 2435 East 15th Street or BillBurrKia@PanamaCity.com. We make it easy to switch to EV ownership and give you the peace of mind you can trust.
Close-in lease based on a new 2023 Kia EV6 model number N5452. No security deposit required. $7,500 EV lease bonus not available for cash. Subject to credit approval, dealer participation, and vehicle availability. $49.99 due at signing for a well-qualified lease and see dealer for complete details. The 20-year, 200,000-mile warranty is a Bill Burr Kia warranty. Must take delivery from dealer stock through 9/5/23.
Ellis Agency Insurance has been serving Panama City and Bay County for years. They offer a full line of affordable insurance coverage of all types. Many people are attracted to Ellis Agency Insurance because of their friendly, knowledgeable staff. Call independent agent Johnny Ellis for a true comparison of your personal or business insurance. Ellis Agency Insurance at the Old Cullen Insurance location, 1134 Harrison Avenue, across from Dandy Donuts in Delhi. Call 763-1627. And
now the Inside Drive with Ryan Mulvey.
We're going to have a talk. Tell me what you know. You're out!
Broadcasting from the Bill Kramer Chevrolet Buick GMC and Kramer Marine Outdoor Studios.
It's a frantic noise.
ESPN Northwest Florida.
Jay, bring us in. You're listening to the Inside Drive live here on ESPN at Northwest Florida. Sitting inside the Bill Kramer Chevrolet Buick GMC and Kramer Marine and Outdoor Studios. We are here at Dave & Buster's, and you know what I'm going to do as soon as we're done with this show?
What's that?
I'm going to get myself some food.
Yes. What's he going to have?
That is a great question. I really need to ask David because he's the expert here at Dave & Buster's.
Sky is the limit, man. Oh, what are you guys feeling today? Boneless or bone-in wings?
Is that even a question?
I will
boneless
say,
is not a wing, right?
So
chicken nugget?
Right, no. I 100% agree with you. But I will say that whenever I'm sitting here and like we order our app, normally me and Kyle around like 2, well, no, we're getting here at 2, set up and everything. So if it gets to like 3:30 and we haven't gotten any food yet, I'll go ahead and get the boneless wings, though, the chicken nuggets, just because it's a lot easier.
Functionality.
Yeah, like during the breaks and stuff, I might be able to get a bite in. But if it's a bone-in wing, we're going to be having dead air for 2 or 3 minutes because I'm going to be eating the daggone wing.
That's the old debate over the years, functionality over what you like to eat.
Right,
and,
no
the
doubt.
situation will dictate that. What about you, Jay Bird?
I don't know, but Mulf, though, you're going to be in some conditioned air this afternoon, right? You're not going to be, conditioned air. And so, man, it could be anything. You could go like triple cheeseburger.
Ooh.
I mean,
I got to go to a couple board meetings this afternoon.
Pork belly, the pork pork belly cheeseburger. Got a little pork belly on the top of it. I haven't had that one yet.
I don't know if I could take something like that down and function the rest of the day.
Well, just sleep during your next meetings or whatever.
There you go.
You got to go with a Monster Energy drink after that. That'll kind of get you back right and tight.
Is that how it works?
Yeah, an energy drink.
Go take a picture of your eyes, tape them to the outside of your glasses, and then you're good to go, right?
I'll just have Jay fill in for me.
I like that idea the best. And I need like 5 questions from Jay.
Yes.
At the meeting.
You don't want me at a board meeting. I can tell you that.
I get bored in board meetings.
There you go. That's right.
Yes.
So, what do you think these football players eat prior to some of these like 95 degree games, man? Like
I know what Chad Ochocinco would be eating.
What's that?
McDonald's.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah, I mean, do you go heavy or do you got to go light, right?
I'm pretty sure they're eating the same thing before every game, regardless of the temperature.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna throw that out there. I could be not true, but it's all. I mean, when people tell you when to eat and how to eat and what they provide everything for you, so you don't even have to make decisions.
It's true.
So, according to Marketing Food Online, NFL players typically eat a large pregame meal in addition to breakfast. Lean protein, complex carbs, and healthy fats are common components of this meal, with an emphasis on eating items that won't cause gastrointestinal distress.
That's true.
Very interesting.
So we've been here since 11, and you guys come in like your regulars, and you guys get menus? I see how it is. I don't have enough pull. That's how this works.
Oh, goodness.
But yeah, what do you think LSU, Florida State, first game of the season?
Oh, man. And Florida State is going to Orlando. Well, both teams are going to Orlando.
Yep.
Yeah, man, I think we had a Florida State caller on the line earlier this week. I can't remember who. No, we had a Florida. It was Florida Bobby.
Florida
Bobby. Talking about that. I think, well, hold on 1 second. Where is Florida? No, Florida's playing Utah. Never mind. Okay, Florida State. I think Florida State does come out on top.
You think so?
I really do. I really do. I think that gets the season going for Travis, and we absolutely.
Yeah, let's take the opportunity, maybe get a couple of these kids on real quick before our show is winding up here. Maybe we can make that happen. David's getting it lined up now as we speak. Yeah, if whoever wants to come on up, it'd be exciting. Just sit in front of one of those mics, and Jay will probably ask you a question or two. All right, gentlemen, how we doing? Excellent. Obviously, you guys are with Vernon High School and hanging out here today at Dave & Buster's. Y'all having a good time so far? All right. Jay, you got any questions?
Y'all move a little closer. You can move a little closer to the mic. There you go. Yeah.
There you go, Jay. Look at you telling me.
Man.
Yeah, it's like you're a pro now at this point.
Yeah, man. So tell me your name again.
I'm Dadrian Peterson.
Dadrian. All right. What position do you play?
I'm a receiver.
Nice, dude. Nice. So
I'm Krashad Peterson. I play running back.
Okay. All right. Very cool, man. So
obviously, you guys are brothers.
No, we're not. We're actually cousins.
Oh, cousins. Okay, that works too. Yeah, that's awesome. Wide receiver and running back. So, what grade are you guys in?
We're both juniors.
Both juniors. Nice. Looking forward to the season coming up.
Yes, sir.
Awesome. Yeah. So, tell us a little about who you guys got first this year.
We got Jay week 1. We've been working pretty hard, so we think we're gonna come out on top on that one.
Nice. What's the goal for this season?
Make a good playoff run.
Yeah.
Have a better record than we had in the last few seasons. Yeah, pretty much give every team 110%.
That's right.
Yeah, man. Absolutely.
If you go as hard as you can every time you're out there, there's nothing you can really, regardless of the result, there's nothing you could be disappointed in yourself with, right?
Yes, sir.
So who's your coach at Vernon?
So we got back here, Coach Tillman.
All right. Yeah.
Head coach. We got a couple of coaches that he's brought with us, and we got a returning coach that we had last year. He was the head coach before Coach Tillman came in, but he's a good guy. He's been making things happen, and we've been looking a lot better than we have over the past few years.
Awesome, man. Very cool.
What do you attribute some of that to? I know that's kind of on the spot question here for you, but just culture, work ethic, all those kind of things.
Brought in different weightlifting programs. I mean, we've all been getting stronger. A bunch of people going up 20, 30 pounds and all their maxes. Speed, that's another thing. He's been getting us all faster.
Yeah, he really restored hope in the football program at Vernon.
That's all. I mean, that's a huge thing. I was kind of looking at y'all's schedule coming up here, and you do play a team right here in Bay County, Bozeman, on the 18th. Y'all play Bozeman before? Is it a non-district? Yeah, it's a non-district game. Y'all play Bozeman before?
We have my freshman year we played them, and we had a pretty bad season that year, so that didn't go too well.
Yeah. That's right.
As far as when you're running routes, what's your favorite route to run, and then are you more of a deep thread or kind of a swift guy?
I feel like I'd say swift.
Yeah.
But I am also a deep threat because I'm faster than most people.
Gotcha.
But I'm pretty shifty, so I can get to open spots when I need to.
Gotcha. And then for a running back, you like to pound it inside or bounce it outside?
That's me right there.
Yeah,
there you go. Yeah.
So like an A.J. Dillon, Derrick Henry type of running back. I like that.
Yeah.
What do you, so right now you're in high school, but obviously the goal is to keep on climbing the ladder. What do you think's going on with the NFL running back position right now? Does it even affect the way that you're thinking about playing running back right now?
I was thinking the other night, like, I see it's kind of like losing value. It really made me rethink, but I'm not gonna give up though. And I see they like kind of fixed the problem with Saquon Barkley, but I think Josh Jacobs is really struggling to seal a deal too. It really makes me think a lot. If I should keep on going, but I'm not gonna let loose. I still got faith in the position.
Right, and you make it to the next level. The next goal is the next level. I mean, and you get to the position where you're worried about 20 million versus 12 million is probably a good problem to have for sure. But it's certainly interesting when it comes to. We were talking about some of the NFL contracts earlier on the show, and the huge drop off from a quarterback to a running back, and even the wide receivers. Their average value and their guaranteed money is considerably higher than the running backs. And do you guys think that's just more because obviously as a running back, the quarterback's touching the ball on every offensive play. There's obviously no doubt when it comes to that kind of stuff. So I think you can kind of move the quarterbacks off the table when it comes to that kind of stuff. But running back versus a wide receiver, David's talked about it before. You're seeing a lot more running backs by committees, but wide receivers, you've got 3, sometimes 4 wide receivers out on the field. What do you think the difference is? You think it's an injury thing? Because as a running back, even if you're not getting the ball every play, you're getting hit every play, whether you're blocking or you're taking it. So you think the brutality of that position weighs into that, or what do you think the real reason is?
I feel more that once you reach the college and NFL level, I feel more that it's more of a passing game. You don't really see running backs running the ball all game as much as you do when you're in the NFL. College, you have them mostly passing.
Yeah, and we talked about that yesterday. I think it was kind of like, when the Patriots were on their dynasty, can you guys name a running back that was on the Patriots? You brought up LeGarrette Blount, which was a great example, but they had running backs by committees. James White, Corey Dillon, these guys were interchangeable and kind of coming in and out. And even same thing with the Chiefs on the little bit of the run that they've been on the last 3 years. I mean, they got Pachenko now, who's a rookie, but they haven't had a Derrick Henry or 20 years ago you had Adrian Peterson, LaDainian Tomlinson, all these guys that you gave the ball all the time. But at the same chord, you have to have a run game in order to set up that pass game. So it's just interesting to get y'all's perspective who are playing in it right now, and obviously that would be awesome to make it to that level, but it's totally different.
Yeah, who got you guys into football? Who can you attribute your talents? I know you're at a stage now in high school and stuff, but definitely want to hear from both of you on that side.
Really, for me, it all started from I forgot how old I was. I had watched one game with Adrian Peterson, and then it just took off from there. I got his jersey hanging up in my room. First number I ever wore was 28. Really started from there.
Nice. Now, is that the same? Was there 2 Adrian Petersons at one point? There was one at Georgia Southern. Do you guys remember? There were 2 Adrian Petersons. No, never mind. All right.
We were waiting for a Jay comment.
For me, it was pretty much the same story, but mine was with Ezekiel Elliott.
Okay.
I was a big Cowboys fan, and watching him and Dez Bryant, I was originally a running back, and then as I moved up in the levels, I fell in love with the receiver, and I really moved on to Stephon Diggs. He's my favorite receiver, so I try to make my craft a little bit like his.
Very cool. Very cool stuff, man.
I mean, you guys are right. I mean, you start going down the list of NFL running backs. Obviously, there's some crazy talent, but then you start going on the wide receiver side, and Diggs, Jefferson, all these guys coming out. It's just it's flashier. There's no doubt the old ground and pound and all that stuff kind of isn't as. You think it'll ever switch back a little bit, or you think that's just the nature of the game with the corners and the safeties not being able to leave their feet, and just the safety that they've given the receivers, and not so much the running backs out there. So,
I honestly don't think it'll switch back.
Yeah. No, it's sports has kind of gone that direction almost across all major sports, making it faster, more exciting, less injuries, all that kind of stuff.
Who's the team on y'all's schedule? Obviously, Coach doesn't want y'all to look past game one, but is there a game on the schedule for either one of y'all that's circled right now?
Chipley.
Chipley?
Chipley.
That was a quick answer. I like that. That was quick.
That's our biggest rival is Shipley.
Nice. So what is that final game of the season? Kind of close.
9:15. 9:15. It looks like it's your
15, so that'll be like the
fourth game of the season.
Right.
First home game.
Yeah, first home game. Yep.
Let's go.
Yeah. So you guys, you go. You travel to Bozeman, and then you play Jay, and then away at Franklin County. So 3 road games to start the season. It's got to be a little tougher to prepare for, traveling as much in those first 3 weeks, and then you come home to face your rival there, Chipley, and then you play Freeport at home, and then go away to Holmes County, away to Port St. Joe, home at Graceville, home at Jefferson County, and then you play Cottondale and finish it up with Florida A&M as well.
Yeah.
So
I feel like that'll be a pretty exciting game.
Yeah.
Moving on to
that's awesome.
Florida A&M.
That's awesome. All right, who do we got here?
My name is Ryan Scott. I'm a senior and I play quarterback.
Awesome. Nice. There you go. Another Ryan.
Yeah.
Then the other guy with Dave & Buster's was Ryan too, right? Yeah. And my daughter's name is Ryan, so I'm very
there you go.
So, we're talking about, I want to ask you now that you're here, what kind of style offense do you guys play? And I don't know if we're giving anything away, or I doubt that, but what kind of style offense do you lead out there?
Really, it's kind of balanced because we have Krashad. He can run the ball, and we have a lot of athletes out there in space. So if we get the ball in anybody's hands, I like our chances.
Yeah. Do you kind of mix it up a little bit? A lot of tight formations, or do you guys spread it out a little bit and try to air out the ball?
Yeah, we like to spread it out a little bit.
Nice. I like it. Fast paced, trying to score points and all that stuff. How much time do you have to dedicate each week to going through with the playbook and all that stuff, so you're as prepared? You got to know everything that's going on out there on the field. You got to know your blocking schemes, where your running back's going, where your wide receivers are going. So how much time? We've got about 30 seconds to go.
Well, it's kind of I'm not kind of new to this position. So
Okay.
I went from playing receiver last year to quarterback this year, and we've been doing a lot of 7-on-7s and spring and over the summer and stuff. So but I've did it before, so
yeah, there you go.
I'm
sure Coach helps you out a lot with the playbook and makes things a little easier for you, especially new to the position. We've got our show ends here at the top of the hour. We appreciate you guys jumping on. Enjoy the rest of your time here at Dave & Buster's. Pretty cool event that they've got set up for you. Jay, we'll do it again one more time tomorrow.
Yes, sir.
You're listening to Inside Drive live here on ESPN Northwest Florida, and the Afternoon Underdogs will be live right here from Dave & Buster's from 4 to 6 p.m. We will see y'all tomorrow.
Yeah, appreciate it, guys.
ESPN Northwest Florida. The Afternoon Underdogs.
That's going to be the toughest award to get, is the AFC MVP, just with Josh Allen, Joe Burrow, of course, Patrick Mahomes. The list goes on and on. But if they have the type of a jump, or if Trevor Lawrence has a big enough jump to get into that MVP conversation, let alone win the MVP, the Jaguars are definitely going to win.
4 to 6 weekdays. 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida.
This is Joanna with ESPN Northwest Florida. Here's your weather forecast on this Wednesday afternoon. The remainder of the day,